I'm not going to be able to hear you. The crashes are really starting to come up. But I do remember him giving me a 2-meter and a 6-meter design. So one of these days, well, you know what? I've got a 2-meter vertical with radials on it that I picked up at the Hamfest last year. So I'm going to put that up one of these days.
There you go. You put up a 5/8 wave 2-meter antenna, straight stick 5/8 wave 2-meter antenna, and that's the same as a quarter wave antenna on 60.
All right, Chris, got most of that. I'll say 73s, man. We'll catch you when conditions get a little bit better. W2MUR.
Yeah, you're just barely above the noise now. You're right there with it's too early. Around 8 o'clock, things start to happen for me. To get in here this early is pretty tough.
Ray, you still in there?
Still here.
Yeah, I'm going to grab some dinner here. I just want to see how you're doing. Everything good? I guess you got all the I's dotted and T's crossed with all your house and everything else?
As far as I know, check cleared. I canceled the insurance today, so yeah, it should be all done.
So the only loose end you have is that BMW.
That's it, just the Beamer.
Any bites on that yet?
Nope, not really.
If I had the cash, I'd buy that in a second. I love that car.
Well, you get the contract to light the new church over there in England.
That's right. I could buy a brand new Z. Well, do they even make Z4s now?
Well, this is a Z3, and they do make. I don't know if they make a Z4 anymore. I do not know, but I can tell you the Z4 is ugly. I never liked the looks of the Z4. The Z3 is better, much better looking.
I'm just wondering what their latest convertible sports car is for the BMW.
I don't know. Look it up.
Yeah, I have to look it up. Travel down to South Jersey on Tuesday, so I wish I had some remote capability. I could probably do it, but I just don't have the time to research it.
Well, you gotta wait till 5G comes out and hop on the 5G bandwagon.
Yeah, I don't know when it's coming out, but that's gonna be something else. So I got a life insurance policy lady coming in to, my life insurance is expiring in September, so I got another policy I'm doing, a little lower. She's going to come in and, let's see, I think the second week of May. So my goal, I'm trying to lose a lot of weight between now and then, and I know it's going to really reduce my blood pressure and everything, so... Watching what I eat right now, it's protein and vegetables or carbs and vegetables. I can't mix any proteins and vegetables. I'm sorry, I can't mix any proteins with carbs.
Yeah, you're better off just staying with all protein.
Okay, so the new BMW, $147,000. For $147,000, you can buy the 2019 BMW i. And let's see, what else do they got? For $119,000, no, for $69,000, you can buy the BMW M4. I'm just looking at the ones for the convertibles.
What's an M4 look like?
Oh yeah, they got the M5 convertible, so that's only $102,000.
Well, what does it look like? Is it like the Z3?
For $63,000, the 2020 BMW Z4.
Okay, let's go 2020. It's a Z4, and how much is it?
63.7.
Well, in hell, this one for say $9,000 is a real bargain.
Absolutely. I tell you what, I've test drove BMWs. Not the Z3. The Z3 I've driven. I love it. But I have not been impressed with the BMW. To me, for all the money they spent, I thought my VWs or my Range Rover had more pickup.
Yeah, I've never liked BMWs either.
And then when the warranty expires in 3 years, 36,000, then you're screwed.
Yep.
See, a car like yours, you could trade that in. They would put because of the low miles on that, they would put a, what do they call those warranties? I don't know. Basically, it's a $100 deductible warranty, good to 100,000 miles.
Yeah, right. Well, that'd be a good deal for somebody to buy it.
Or you can buy the warranty offline. It's just a little more expensive. All right, I'm going to grab my dinner before it gets cold, man. Hey, Trees, talk to you later.
Okay, I'll be in here listening. N1 DVL.
November 1, November, Papa, Quebec.
Hello, Bill. How are you?
Boy, aren't you getting slammed right now with storms?
No, not really.
Okay, yeah, the map looked like it was coming through near where you were. Anyways, the 7610 is on its way to Michigan.
Well, good work.
And I think I figured out what was going on with RF getting into my microphone. I switched out the SLR cable, and it definitely cleaned it up on the other bands. I was still getting RF on the other bands, but when I switched it over, it cleaned it right up nice.
I'm barely hearing you. Are you running high power?
Yeah, very good. 100 watts.
How much?
100 watts.
Not enough. I really can't hear you. Well, here comes the rain now. Oh, big rain starting.
Yeah, the static crashes are ridiculous.
Yeah, there was a wicked storm here, I don't know, maybe at 2 o'clock. Lightning, thunder, they said there could be a tornado. The air was really, really disturbed.
So anyways, I'm not going to stay on long. I'm going to meet some friends for dinner, but I thought I'd jump in and see what was going on. So anyways, yeah, it cost me $70 to ship
to Michigan with $2,500 insurance.
Well, maybe you'll get lucky and they'll lose it.
Yeah, well, I might have him hang on to it for a few weeks because the rumor is that they're testing the new screen right now, and it's going to be released soon.
Yeah, well, that would certainly be a good idea.
I hate the way ICOM does, just come out and let people know what's going on instead of pretending like nothing's happening. The information's getting out, but it's not coming directly from ICOM.
Yeah, Randy had a conversation with somebody today. They're claiming 1 to 2% failure rate on the screen. 1 to 2%. Beautiful, huh?
That's not what my conversation with Matt kind of came up to.
Yeah, but this didn't come from Matt.
No, I know. Matt said he's done quite a few of them, and it's the same screen. So, so I'm not running hot here on the mic level.
Which radio are you running? Did you hear me? What radio are you running?
There you go. I'm on the Flex. I was running a little hot here.
Yeah, well, did you put the amp on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. No, I didn't put the amp on because I'm not going to be in that long, so I it up just to shut it down again. They say that's not very good for them. So, anyways, I'm gonna say 7-3s, and I'm gonna unplug everything, and I'm gonna go meet my friends for dinner tonight. So hopefully, if the weather looks better, maybe I'll hook back up when I get home and jump back in.
Okay, very good. I'll see you later. N1DVL.
Hello, radio. G2E.
Hello, Carl. N1DVL.
Hey, Professor Ray, how's it going?
Pretty good. Reading my 1957 Art Collins radio handbook.
Wow. I think I got the Radio Amateurs handbook back from like the mid-60s.
Yeah, this one's from the 50s.
Yeah, I'll have to look and see what I got. One of my favorite ones was when I was in junior high school. They had one in the library, and I used to take it out all the time. And then I ended up running across the same one at a ham fest once. And I saw that, so I got my own personal copy.
Well, there's a beautiful antenna coupler in this book. I want Randy to buy one.
Geez, I'm looking at the lightning map here. All of eastern Pennsylvania is all lightning, and it looks like it's kind of sort of headed up this way. Hopefully it'll go away by then.
Is there anything around me?
No. You
got your computer in front of you?
It's right here in the shack.
Look up Heathkit antenna coupler, model AC1.
Wow, the Google had it in there before I even finished typing it.
Hang on one second, I got a phone call. Some advertiser. I'm not even going to order it. Do you have a picture of that antenna coupler up?
Yeah, there's a oh man, it's front and back, I guess.
What did you say?
I was going to say there's more than one picture, but apparently it's front and back.
Well, take a look at the front side.
Oh, there's all kinds of pictures.
We'll get a good picture of the front.
Okay.
Okay, you see that little thing up top?
In the middle, it looks like a standoff insulator.
Antenna.
Right next to where you're turning the knobs.
That's right. Now that looks like I want Randy to get one of those. See if he can burn his hands off. So much for watching out for RF.
Hey, well, the safety was quite a bit laxer back in the old days. They figured, it's just like your folks figured, well, if he sticks his hand in that light socket, he's not going to do that again. There wasn't any of those things to keep us from doing it.
Right. Well, they show some transmitters, and they're breadboarded. Here's a great one here, a 70-watt transmitter. It's got 2 meters, they're separate, and then an aluminum box about a foot long. It's got two tubes on it, 3 coils, a couple of knobs, and an on-off switch. And I mean, everything's sitting there wide open. I mean, it's just the whole thing's wide open, no cover over it or anything.
Well, the first AM radio, first kit I ever had, it was a 2-tube something or other, and if you looked at the chassis from the side, it looked like an H. It was just like an inverted U. Upside down for the chassis, and then there was a flat plate on the front that had the tuning dial on it, and it had the 2 tubes in there, and underneath there wasn't even a transformer. There was this big wire wound resistor that dumped a lot of heat there that probably lowered the voltage or whatever, and that thing was hot enough that it would start burning a piece of paper or something, and that sat like about a 1/4 inch off the ground, and you could just reach in there and touch any of that stuff. There was nothing that wasn't open.
Yeah, they show this a typical bench station, approximately 5 feet long, 2.5 feet wide, and it's got where you put all your equipment. And then it's got the receiver on the left and the transmitter on the right, and the line comes out of the transmitter and it goes into the antenna changeover relay, which you manually throw. It looks like a mouse trap, It's got the bar that goes across. So when you're transmitting, you put it on one side, and when you receive, you flip it to the other.
Yeah, for the good old days.
Christ, nowadays, everybody would get electrocuted on the first night.
Well, that's Darwin in action. That's how we keep the gene pool clean.
Yeah, and you can see what happens when you make everything too safe. You get Democrats.
Wow, here's, I guess it's, okay, Heathkit of the Month. And it's a little article about the AC1, and it's got a picture of it, and it's got the schematic and everything.
I like to see Randy run that 2,500 watts output.
Well, knock on wood, I guess, but I can't say I've ever hurt myself with RF yet.
Headphones, permanent magnet, winding, diaphragm, hole, cap, cross-section of a crystal headphone receiver, Rochella Salts crystal element. I wonder where you get one of those.
Oh, I don't know. Isn't that what they made? Some of the crystal? No, I don't know. It kind of rings a bell. Is that one of the handbooks that has about like the last 20 pages of the book is ads?
Let me look. Hang on. No, this is probably before then. The last pages are just with the stuff that's in the book.
Yeah, because I went to a ham fest here
glossary
during the winter, and there was a bunch of old ones.
All kinds of
and
stuff.
I had more fun looking through the old ads in the back of those, for the Hammerlands and the Hallicrafters and all that stuff, that I wished I could have afforded when I was a kid.
I don't believe this is not.
There used to be remember the Allied radio catalog?
Probably from the 30s, probably the 30s and 40s.
Do you remember the Allied radio catalog?
No.
Oh, that was a big fat one. You could buy just about anything, and then they had all the receivers and transceivers and everything, and I used to leaf through that, wishing.
Well, all the antennas of this use open wire feed line, except it's twisted. They twist it. They hook it just like we would open wire, and then twist it around.
Well, is it the same, with just cross pieces like we do?
No spacing at all. Just wire and you twist the wire together, like twisted wire.
Oh, well, then I guess if you had insulated wire, they could be, as long as the distance is always the same, would be considered that, right?
Right, well, that's the impedance of that would be very low. It would be probably about 75 ohms, I'm thinking.
Yeah, well, maybe like quarter-inch spacing on the Toad Harbor feed line. Oh, I was down to Harbor Freight today, and I picked up a couple more bags of those 11-inch zip ties. WG2E.
Oh, that's good. N1 DBL.
And a garden hose and a quarter-inch ratchet.
What are you doing with the ratchet?
One of my other ones kind of wore out. The little ball stopped working, and it wouldn't hold the sockets very well.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Nothing worse when you're going down in somewhere and the socket falls off.
Yep, especially when you're up on a ladder.
Evening, guys. Is this thing working? KT2D, am I getting out?
You are. I'm hearing you, although tonight really sucks. Everybody's signal's really low.
Yeah, okay. How you doing, Carl? Hello, Ray. Well, good to be back. Yeah, my SWR is high, and I just long story, I just got able to get to the radios and stuff, so it's a plan for tomorrow to figure out what's going on with that, because it's usually nice and flat, but it's not. I don't know what's up.
I've had to change my inductor ever so slowly, a little bit every day, all winter long, as it was at 330, and it seems to creep up every couple of days. I'm up to 336 now.
Yeah, I think what I did with mine, this is my vertical, and I have a variable capacitor, one of the Soviet ones,
those real heavy-duty air core variable capacitors, so I was able to tune out almost just about all of the inductive reactance, and then I went to a 1 to 2 on it because the impedance was 25 ohms, so trying to get as... It was doing fine, then all of a sudden it just creeped up, so I don't know. Like I said, I haven't touched anything in a week and a half, so I got to get out there and see what's up. But anyway, at least you're hearing me. KT Tootie.
Have you ever tried your new tuner yet?
Oh yeah, I've been using it on my 80-meter loop. I just haven't got it on the vertical. So yeah, I haven't tried it on 160 because I'm coming in with coax from where I am.
Hey, Bob, I wish I knew you were back, because I was up in Latham today, and I went home via River Road, and I drove down your street and scoped out where you were.
Oh, yeah. Did you get down Fort Ferry and on Dyke Road there?
Yeah, I went right by your house.
It's a modest little row house, so it's, yeah, you probably didn't see much. You may have seen a vertical or something hanging off the back or something.
Yeah, I saw a couple things sticking up, and it looked like you had one of those flat horizontal satellite antennas or something.
Yeah, that was for over-the-air TV. That was a trial. Somebody gave it to me, and I stuck it up, and it's worthless. So it's just one of those things that's coming down. But yeah, that rod you saw sticking up is one corner of my 80-meter loop. The other one's on the other side of the house, and it goes back up in the hill up in the back there.
Okay, well, we're glad you're back and all is well. I haven't have it officially confirmed yet, but apparently there's a breakfast meeting in Herkimer on Sunday.
Okay, yeah, I can. I'm all jammed up this weekend, but one of these days I'll make it for the June visit.
Okay, well, I'm hoping to hear from Randy and whomever whether that's still on, because it was in discussion yesterday. WG2E. Anything good happen in Alabama?
Well, I had some good weather. I went with my buddy to his range. He had to sight in a bunch of 45s. He just wanted to sight, check the sighting in on. So that was good. Good to spend a day at the range. And let's see, just mostly hang out and visit with folks that I know there. Scoped out some of the counties and for taxes and potential landing, so I can do a soft landing when I pull out of here. So yeah, it was a nice trip. That was very good, and a bit of a layover in Charleston and packed in like cattle, but I was able to fly first class because of the trip. It's not too much more than going, and I just don't like flying steerage. I'll tell you, sometimes I feel like I'm in the bilge of a Mississippi river, the way they cram you in. I ought to be playing a banjo and talking to a goose. That's what it feels like. KT Tootie.
Well, usually the only flights I take is I go from Albany to Tampa, which is a direct, so it's like less than 3 hours on Southwest, and that's usually not... I like to look down and see what's going on down there.
Oh yeah, in Southwest, flying with them is at least they have room for their passengers, and I'm not that big a guy. I'm 6'2". Just a shade under 200 pounds, so I'm not a huge guy. And flying some of these other airlines in coach. I mean, they just my leg bones, physically cannot fit in straight. I'm going, you got to be kidding me here. So anyway, yeah. So this was American because getting to Birmingham from Albany
is that Turkey Ray in here?
Hello, Mark. You doubled a little bit with Bob. What's happening?
All right. A little early. I can't hear everybody.
Well, that's okay. How's the weather down there? Looks like you might have had some lightning and stuff go by.
All the really bad stuff is to the east of me.
Okay, so it's sort of headed up this way. Hopefully it'll calm down before it gets here.
Kind of doubt it. The way it's looking, it's getting worse as it goes on.
Yay.
Guys, I'm going to have to step out for a minute. I'm going to get a bite to eat, but I'll be back. Good to hear you, and hope the band picks up a little bit. Man, this SWS really annoying me. Anyway, we'll catch you a little bit later, KT Tootie.
Okay, Bob.
Okay, everybody listen. I cleaned my tuner today because I haven't cleaned it in 6-8 months probably. I don't know. And it was making noise. When I cranked the handle, you'd hear it in the receiver going shh, 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 shh. So I did a really number one cleanup job, put the new grease on it, really cleaned everything real good and put it back together, and it doesn't make the noise anymore.
Did you use the keg on the roller inductor?
Did I use what on it?
The keg deoxit there.
Well, it wasn't the oxit, but it was the same. Randy gets it some other stuff. He sent me a can. Yeah, I used that on there, and man, I got a lot of crud off. I'm telling you, a lot. Even the wheels came out black, and the inductor, it was the thing was black when I got done cleaning the inductor. It was really, really, really dirty. So it's nice and clean now, and it works great.
Yeah, I was thinking about mine, but I didn't have that grease, and I was out and about today. I should have bought that white lithium now that I was thinking about it. Maybe tomorrow.
Oh, you cleaned off all the good conductive, crappy grease.
I made it because he wants you to use the lithium grease, and most of the stuff isn't lithium. So I bought the lithium grease and I use powder. Carl, just be careful when you get powdered graphite, because I bought some powdered graphite from Napa, and it's not powder, it's flakes, and the stuff's lousy. You mix it up and it's just flaky. I mean, it's just like they look like little tiny circles. They suck. So you want the real fine powdered graphite.
Yeah, the stuff that I haven't opened it in a while, but if I recall, it's just like dust.
Yeah, that's the stuff you want to use.
And I'm still not quite sure how much to put in with the grease. Are you striving for some sort of thickness, some viscosity of it, so it doesn't, or what?
4 to 1. 4 parts of graphite to 1 part grease.
So, say I squeeze a bunch out of the tube, so it looks like, say, toothpaste on a toothbrush, that amount. So I would use 4 times that volume of graphite.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not really touchy, but you basically put a lot of graphite in with the lube.
Okay, and it doesn't make it like drier or anything. It still stays pretty greasy.
It makes it kind of, it's hard to explain. It's not, it's not like grease like I like it, but I smeared it on the bar, and then I I put it on nice on the bar, smooth as I could, and then ran the wheel up and down, and it seemed to work fine.
Okay, well, yeah, I probably should do that, because your description of turning the inductor and the scratchiness in receive is exactly what I get from time to time.
Do you have the same tuner or a different tuner?
No, it's the Heathkit one I have.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I mean, if you're getting that, if you turn, then you're not making good contact. I can assure you there, because This thing's been doing that for a while. Cleaned it up today and checked it out, and it doesn't make any noise at all.
Yeah, well, I'll get some grease. Maybe I'll go off for a ride tomorrow and get it from Home Depot. I got my little note from your info yesterday.
Yep, you'll be all set. And some powdered graphite, and just clean it. Just when you're cleaning it, make sure that the grease doesn't get on the roller inductor.
Oh, absolutely. I would be very careful of that. And I think I didn't use the deoxit to actually clean the wires on the roll inductor last time, but I'm going to do that this time.
Well, I'll tell you, I haven't done mine in 6 months probably, and I was using white cloth, and it was coming out black.
Okay, well, yeah, maybe that'll be a good project while the weather's crappy.
Yeah, that's why I did it today.
And one of these days, I'll get one of those nice tuners there. What is it? Is it the Palstar ones you guys are using, the good ones, right?
Yeah, well, any of the Palstars are pretty good, but yeah, I'm running the BT 1500A, and Randy runs the AT5K.
Okay, well, as long as this one is working, I'll probably leave it go for now.
Hey, as long as it works, it's fine.
WG2E, KB1IR.
KB1IR. Go ahead, this is Carl.
Yes, hello, Carl. We spoke before. Haven't checked the log. Hello, Ray, also. I think we chatted, I'm sure, before. Name here is John, and located just north of New Haven. Just curious, Carl, you're by far the strongest signal I've ever heard on 160. With the preamp off here, about 35, 40 over S9. So curious what you have for an antenna and an amplifier, if you don't mind. Go ahead.
Oh, wow. Well, that's very kind of you to say. Usually I'm in competition with a couple other fellas here, and they usually win out. I got a 550-foot loop fed with open wire feed line. It's probably up 25, 30 feet on average. And AL82, just under 1,200 watts, it looks like. And I'm using an IC7610.
Yeah, sounds great. So that loop is a square loop and 130 feet or something on each side, something like that?
Well, it's 550 feet, the loop, and it's basically square. It's just maybe a little bit in on one corner. But I can't take all the credit for it. Randy and Ray and a lot of the other fellas took me down the path of righteousness to get a decent signal.
Oh, you sound good, and Ray, you sound certainly good. You're both about the same, but Carl's a little stronger. Yeah, I thought about putting up a loop. I could barely fit that loop on my property here in Cheshire, Connecticut, but I could. Right now I have a center-fed antenna with ladder line, but it is up about 70 feet, but it's not quite as long as it should be. Ray, how long is your whatever you want to call it, doublet or center-fed ZEP?
Yeah, I don't know. It's maybe, I'm guessing it's about 200. I think it's about 260 feet.
Yeah, mine's, when I first put it up, let's see, it was, it's only about 100 and, I added a little bit, so it's about 140 feet total length, so it's a bit of a compromise here.
You're 25 over here. I'm a bit west of Schenectady.
Well, okay. It seems to be playing good. I think well, you guys know more about this stuff than me, but I think it's important that from what I read and everything, the ladder line comes off at a right angle for as far as you can on the Vantage Ray I have. Would you agree, Ray?
Well, that's the way you're supposed to do it, yeah.
So, I may experiment with the I think that's, let's see, 500, that's full wave on 160, is that correct, Carl? KB1IR?
Well, originally I started with a 500-foot roll, which, doing the math, it came out to be 507 or something like that for this frequency. So that's what I started with. But then it was a little short physically to go where it needed to go. It was hitting trees and things. So I added another 50 feet to it, and just to get it in the clear and have it fit the property better. So I can't see any difference in how it worked.
No, it certainly works well here, and 25 feet off the ground is doing a good job. I heard Randy in there earlier. He's also pretty well. All you guys are strong. Well, listen, I'll let you go ahead and carry on there, Ray. Don't want to interrupt. N1 DVL in a group, KB1IR.
Hey, John, just a quick one. A couple days ago, I had it tuned for on 80 meters, and I worked Australia here about probably an hour ago, 2240 maybe.
What frequency was that, Carl?
There's a bunch of guys that get on maybe about 6:30 at night here on 3793. It usually starts out with a couple Canadian guys speaking French, and then then this guy from Australia shows up almost every day, and there's a handful of guys, and everybody works them, and then he kind of takes calls from wherever. So I managed to work him the other day. I thought that was pretty good for an antenna that's like 25, 30 feet off the ground.
Yeah, congratulations. That is a good contact. I don't know the propagation that well on this frequency, but I'm sure it's a few hops around the Earth. But that's interesting, especially on 80 meters. That's a good contact. I'm sure he wasn't real strong, but you heard him, and that's good. That's pretty neat. Yeah, and wire antennas work pretty good down here. I don't think there's much other choices we have, but one thing, if I do put a full wave loop up like you got 500 or 550 feet, it's kind of close to the trees, and I don't know how much that's going to bother it. Maybe Ray can comment on that. KB1IR.
Mine is over tree branches and through the trees in various spots. I used insulated wire, so it's touching branches here and there.
Yeah, I guess it's not as big a deal as people say, Would you use like number 12 wire, THHN insulation, something like that, Carl?
Yes, I used 12 solid for the feed line, and I made the Toad Harbor feed line, and then I used, wait a minute, I think I used 12 for the whole thing. Or maybe it's 14 for the loop. I can't remember right now. I think it's 12 gauge for everything.
And that's certainly playing pretty good. Ray, have you ever experimented with a loop? I don't know if you have the room to do that.
You're actually getting taken out by static. Yeah, ask the question again, please.
Yeah, have you ever played with a loop up there in your QCH?
No, because on this piece of property, I couldn't put one up. Too many trees.
Okay. You guys are pretty good at audio. Do you think I have too much bass in here? You really, I really can't tell, even with the monitor and headphones on. Appreciate your comments. KB1IR.
Yeah, it's kind of flat. It's not too I wouldn't call it too bassy. It just doesn't have much presence to it. But it's very readable, so I really wouldn't worry too much about it.
Sounds fine to me.
No, thanks. Leave well enough alone. Is that what they say? Yeah, I got this radio. You like your Kenwood, Ray, and it certainly sounds, pretty good. How do you deal with your lightning crashes on your Kenwood? Can you knock some of them out with your filtering or noise blanker, KV1IR?
Yeah, no, like any other radio. There's not much you can do with those. The guy on the other end just has to have a bigger signal.
Yeah, you're about 23, 25 over, and Carl's about 30 over now. So both of you guys have good signals. I don't know where Bob was. KT2D. He was down quite a bit. I don't know if he had an amp on or not. I have a older Kenwood. I guess it's about a 30-year-old amplifier, a Kenwood 922 with a pair of 3500Gs that I just bought some new Chinese tubes and seem to be working okay. KV1IR for ID.
Bob's a little bit north of Albany.
Okay. Well, you guys are doing good, certainly, and I'm only running about 800 watts here, so a little hard to tell there. With the type of meter, I got a Bird watt meter, but it doesn't have the average or peak setting or anything like that. So, when I go into the dummy load, I get 800 watts. When you're talking on single sideband, not that easy to really determine.
Yeah, well, I got this set for peak hold. It's up around 1100, maybe 12. If I put it on average, it only reads like 400.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You just taught me something new here. I got this MFJ tuner that seems to work okay, and yeah, I have a peak or an average button, and it's showing right about 800 now on the peak. So not quite the same as you guys run, but I'm not driving the amp too hard, If you don't mind me asking, Ray, what do you have for an amp? You sound pretty clean.
I'm running my Commander HF 2500.
Oh, yeah, I'm not too familiar with that. Tube amp or transistor?
No tubes. It's the king of the amplifiers. It's a pair of 3500. A pair of 3CX800 A7s.
Wow, that's pretty powerful. So you must have a pretty good power supply in that thing. It must weigh a ton.
Yeah, I think it weighs about. I'm guessing it probably weighs about 68 or 70 pounds.
Yeah, the ceramic tubes are pretty good. I had an Alpha with a ceramic tube that's been long gone, but ceramics, so you got to make sure you keep them cool, I believe.
Yeah, well, there's a little blower in there. As long as you keep it clean, it does a good job.
I just looked up your QRZ website there, Ray, and I like your secretary there that's talking on the 2-meter handheld.
I've never seen it, so I don't even know who's there or what's there. I don't even own a computer.
Well, I typed in the M1DVL, and your call came up and stuff, and it says a little bit about what's going on there, and has some pictures of a girl and things on there. So you may want to check it out at some point.
Yeah, now, Carl, that's where Emily's picture would have come in really handy.
Yeah. Randy, KB2's ZVP did that page for Ray.
Okay, Ray, next time you go somewhere, I think the girl's quite attractive there, talking on the HT. I'm looking at her right now. Doesn't look too old either.
Not as attractive as Emily.
QRZ seems to be okay, Put some stuff on there. Some guys get carried away with it. I basically just got my name and picture of my station, and I was going to put more on there, but why, you know? so no reason to, you know. So listen, I don't want to, you know, ham up the frequency here. I'll turn it back over to Carl, and, you know, you guys can carry on. I got to do an email or something here. Anyway, the lightning crashes seem to have let up a bit here. No rain here, and I live in Connecticut. It's cloudy though. So WG2E in the group KB1IR.
Yeah, okay, John. Yeah, nice to talk to you, and appreciate the good report. That's always nice to hear, especially as you know you do all this work and climbing through the trees and walking in the mud, and it actually works. You know, that's the best thing.
That sounds great here. You know, maybe that'll be my next. Some wire and some insulators. Putting up wire antennas, as we all know, is a chore in itself. KB1IR.
Okay, well, nice to talk to you. I'm sure we'll hear from you again. WG2E. To see the electric X-ray beam today, Ray.
Oh yeah, what do you have to say?
Not too much. I guess he was getting ready to go out to Harbor Freight too, and he fixed his antenna there, or it was setting the tree on fire. Hey, if I may duck out of here for a few minutes, I gotta give Mom a call. I'll be back.
Okay.
WG2E.
Edico, A300, $27. Frequency range 10 through 80 meters. Power 300. Power handling up to 300 watts. Coils not supplied.
You'll have to build your own. I think I double with you a little bit. I gotta talk to Mom. I'll be back. WG2E.
Okay, I'll be around. Then 1 DVL. I'll be back in a few on one DVL.
Where's everybody? I got some buttons to push over here, don't I? I gotta push some buttons. Randy's not here, man. He'll be back. WG2E.
What's up, Toad Person Carl? W2 Carol.
Nothing much here. I was just John with Ray and a couple other people, and everybody kind of disappeared. I had to do on the phone. Ray's got an old handbook he's looking through, and I just went back through mine. The earliest one I got is 1964.
It was a good year, laddie.
Kilowatt Bravo 2, Zulu Victoria Papa.
Born in 64.
How come you don't have your amp on?
What's an amp?
So I was talking to Mr. Sherwood today, and we were talking about the different amplifiers, the solid-state amplifiers. You're supposed to say and he was talking about the PW1 and also the Pentec. No, not the Pentec. What's the one that these crazy people like? The LA1K? No, Elcraft. The Elcraft 1500. We talked about that one. We talked about that Yaesu pile. What do they call that? The Quadra. We talked about the PW1, the Quadra, the LA1K, the Elcraft 1500, and there was one. I guess it was the MFJ job or Meritron job. And he said, by far, and not by a little bit, but by far, the Quadra is the best.
And, at this point I say,
And what about the 890?
The LA1K yet, though. But he said, I heard things that weren't great about it. But he said he hadn't heard, he hasn't tested one yet. But he said he just did a test on the Quadra, and he was really surprised at how good of an amp that is.
What about the 890?
He has one. He has an 890. Says it's a good rig. He said the noise blanker, noise reduction is not very good on it. Said it's not near as good as it is on the ICOM 7610, which he also has two of those.
Oh, very interesting. Hey, I talked to the electric X-ray beam, and I mentioned the possibility of Sunday. Is that a go, or do we know that?
Well, Randy's running that show. That's up to good Randy.
Well, sure, the more the merrier.
What are you thinking for time?
I don't know what makes sense.
Well, I don't know. I mean, early as 9, I guess. I'd have to leave here 8 or something, but or even a little bit later. I don't know.
Earlier.
Who else is going? What about Bad Mike? Maybe he'd wanna.
He'd probably go if he was around.
He was in here a little while ago.
I think 9 would be the latest, maybe earlier than that.
What do you think, Maureen?
No earlier than 8:30, please.
No earlier than 8:30, please, was the request of Maureen.
There you go.
Well, 9's a nice round number.
What's that?
9 is a nice round number.
She agrees with Carl. 9 is a nice round number. I can...
I want to get in and get out earlier than I said to do that, too.
Yeah. Well, don't be wishy-washy. Just put your foot in the ground and say...
I can do 8:30?
Bitches, we're doing it at 9. Okay, so that's it. 9. 9 it is.
Okay, and then I can just figure back from there. Yeah, and I stopped by to see Steve today, and I mentioned it, so he may be interested, and he might even be in tonight.
And 3 or more.
You coming for breakfast?
Can't be too long of a drive from Harrisburg.
Oh, was that question directed at me?
Yeah, can you make it to Herkimer on Sunday morning for breakfast?
Commitments for tomorrow, I'm sorry. Sunday.
It's for Sunday. We wouldn't ask you to go on Saturday.
Yeah, this whole weekend is booked with other things.
Such as?
We have a special brother over this whole week that we're involved with the ministry and other things going on with the congregation. So this whole week, which is kind of unfortunate because there was actually a Hamfest this week down in York that they all wanted me to go to. But yeah, we've got a prior commitment.
Oh, bring him along for breakfast. We'll straighten his ass out.
Right, yeah, somehow I don't think that's going to fly either. But thanks for the offer.
KC3, KX3. Has anybody heard Tom tonight?
Who's the weak one?
I haven't. Hello, Thomas.
Howdy, Mr. Randy.
How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. Hot tub's up to 96 degrees, about 400 degrees to go.
You're all set. What was wrong with the board? Did he fix it, or did he just replace the board?
He replaced the top side controls.
Oh my goodness! I just hit my transmit switch.
It's important to do that, especially when you're talking.
No, I have I have a super, not a secret, a super switch. This is a hand switch. I've got a foot switch, okay, but then I also have this super awesome hand switch that when I'm on AM, I can just sit and turn it on, and the red light comes on, the on-the-air light comes on, and I can make a 35-minute, worthless transmission with this switch. But I just was moving around in my rocking chair, my grandma's rocking chair here, and my right hand mistakenly hit the switch.
Oh, thank God! It sounded like you dumped a glass of wine on it.
Oh no, dear God, no. We don't do any alcohol abusing here in this house. So do you have the compression on tonight, Randy?
That's the same as when I left it, yeah.
I just want to look at your signal.
W2KRY at the top of the hour. It's the 7 after now. W2KRY. Serving millions from atop the Alleghenies, as Ron Lawrence used to say back in January.
Could you throw a whisker more treble into that? Mid to treble, like treble and a little bit less than treble.
Probably.
Just squeak a little more in.
Give me half an hour.
Okay. Well, you did it last night surprisingly fast. You dialed that thing in a hurry.
I forgot that the mic EQ was off. That's one switch, and then the processor got turned off somehow. Another switch. Going in and squeaking parametric stuff takes a little bit more time, but not terrible.
Roger Dodger. I think it could use just a squeak more processing. A little bit, just a bit, or a bit, tiny bit more mic gain.
Oh, well, mic gain we could do right here. So there's A, W2KRY. And here's B, W2KRY with a touch more mic gain.
Yes, okay, that's good. What mic do you have? Are you running the MD100? No, you're running the 78. Why don't I just stop guessing and you tell me?
The PR40.
The PR40, thank you.
Yeah, I'll get buried with this microphone.
They're good mics, aren't they? They really are good mics.
I think so.
Leave some wires up and a speaker up there by your headstone just in case.
Here's a little bit, a couple of scooches of bandwidth on 2100 hertz. Does that seem to make any sort of difference whatsoever?
I think it sounds really, really good. I really like the way it sounds. It's just it sounds, how do you say it? It sounds exactly like you. It's very representative of your voice.
Well, it took me a little while of digging around and for you to tell me that some things were turned off. So, yeah, I like it.
Well, I wouldn't give you a bad report on purpose.
Oh, no, I don't think you do that to anybody. It's stating the facts, man. Just the facts.
No, that's not true. I do sometimes have, I kind of get my rocks off a little bit giving Ray a bad report.
I was talking about me.
Oh, he likes that. Yeah, I wouldn't do that to you. No, there's no way I would do it to you. But Ray, on the other hand.
He'll do it to anybody.
Ah, he's in here listening. Look at that.
And once again, Randy is at least a good 10 dB louder than Ray.
Randy's stronger than I am?
Always. Every night.
Hey, Ray, tell Randy what John, KB1IR, said to me a little while ago.
I don't know. What did he say?
He said I was the strongest guy on the band at 45 over.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I guess it's time for a new antenna.
I wasn't on then, but who's KB1IR John? Who's that?
He was in here, and we were talking about the loops and things, and then he and Ray and I were talking there for a few minutes.
You're peaking to 40 over here.
Oh, you're 14 miles from Carl, Steve. You don't count. You can't give Steve, you can't give Carl a signal report anymore.
Hey, Steve, Cray's out Sunday morning, 9 o'clock. You in?
Sunday morning, 9 o'clock? Yeah, that sounds good. Where in Herkimer?
Yeah, I'll give you the time to be here, and we'll drive from here.
What's that guy John's call?
Kilo Bravo 1, India Romeo.
That's exactly the way it sounds. KYR, okay.
Hey, Randy, I want you to look up on your computer a Heathkit antenna coupler model AC-1.
Yeah, I know what that is.
How could you know what it is?
I've looked them up before.
A model AC-1?
Yeah, you know, that guy John is the guy that's got the really nice station, right? He's got a 5,000.
Yeah, okay, well, look up the AC-1, and I want you to look at where you connect the antenna to it.
So okay. All right. So then what do I do with that information?
Well, just look at it. I think it's kind. I was wondering if you would use one of those.
You connect it right to the other end of the neon bulb.
Well, it's a single wire. It doesn't use twin lead. It uses a single wire right off the front of the tuner. I don't think they were too concerned about RF in those days.
I know, I know exactly which one you're talking about. It's a very old one-wire tuner.
It's got to be probably it said AC-1. It's probably the first one they ever made.
You put that at the base of a vertical, and it probably worked great.
Yeah, because I wouldn't want to put it in the shack, that's for sure.
Well, it wouldn't be too bad if the current port of the wire was at the shack. If you were running a quarter wave, it wouldn't be bad at all. Or if you were running a 3/4 wave.
Those Heathkit tuners, they were never any good.
Yeah, only a real cheap person would have a Heathkit tuner.
I know it.
One sold for $14.50 in 1956 Heathkit catalog.
Somebody say cheap.
I'm surprised you don't have a Heathkit tuner.
Don't need one. They're too expensive. I made my own.
Come on, Carl, defend yourself.
My signal defends its own self.
Very well put.
That's why Randy's, 6S units stronger than you?
Yeah, but he's got the big amp.
You don't even have his amp turned on yet.
I might have one of those. They're still warming it up. Hello, Michael.
Hello, Randy and Carl and Mark and Ray, and that's all I heard so far.
The good Randy's in here also.
And good
Hey,
Randy.
Mike, how you doing? Is this 100 watts making?
Randy, did you get that rain yet, or is it still on its way to you? I think it's still on its way.
1 inch so far has been pouring out here. It's been pouring. And good Randy made a transmission, but Mike, you were doubling. Randy, you doubled with Mike. He wasn't done yet, but go ahead, Randy.
Oh, sorry. Mike, how you doing? W2 kilowatt.
WA3 FPN.
How's things down that direction?
Boy, we had a hell of a storm about 2:30 in the afternoon here. And they said there could be tornadoes and everything. Boy, because I got to look at the sky from the top of the hill, and boy, it was very disturbed.
We had the same thing down here.
Oh, it ain't over yet, Ray. There's still a bunch more. The really bad stuff's still heading your way.
The snow's supposed to hit tomorrow about 9 o'clock in the morning.
Mark, are you a ham-fester?
Yeah, not a big one, but I do go to them locally here, yeah.
You going to York?
No, I have prior commitments this week with religious stuff.
Okay, I didn't know if you were aware of it or not.
Yeah, they wanted me to go. I did want to go, but this is the one-time visit with a brother this year in our circuit, so I have to make an appearance and show up.
Yeah,
Why do you have to? Why don't you tell him that you're busy?
You don't tell God that you had something better to do.
Well, you do have something better to do.
No, I think God's better to do.
Well, hang on a second. You're not talking with God. You got some brother coming in.
Yeah, but he's there for my benefit, and he's there doing the will of that person that I make very important. So it would be kind of disrespectful for me to just say, you know what, I'm going to go do my own thing on this very special week of activity, because this is more important to me than that is, and it kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Mike.
It ain't happening.
Hey, Mike.
He's not hearing you. Mike, are you hearing Randy? He's calling you.
Oh, I think I just heard him. I got so much static crashes down here tonight, it's really kind of ugly.
Did I mention beverage?
Yes, I'm going to have a beer then.
Yeah, one of them too.
Hey, Steve, it takes an hour to get to Herkimer from my house, so if you're here at 8, we can be there at 9.
Maureen said at 6:30.
Yeah, you are not getting Maureen in Herkimer at 6:30. Yeah, not on Sunday after working 6 days, you said. Forget that.
She had it too easy. I figured I had to jab her a little bit.
Is that you, Tom?
Hi, Ray.
Hello, Tom.
Maureen said, Tom, don't tell anybody she's easy. It's my secret.
Okay. Hey, did you get her hot tub?
No, she's got her hot husband.
That's just good.
She said,
Her husband needs the hot tub.
yeah, she said, I need the hot tub because of my back, but I'm good. Everything's good.
All right, when are you going to get your hot tub?
Knock it off. Stop breaking my balls, Tom. Just stop.
Well, why not get a hot tub rather than a pool? It's a hell of a lot cheaper than a pool.
What you need is that swim spa. Now, that's a dandy.
No, the hot tub would be great. Just jump in the tub.
What I like is when Maureen and Susie are both here and I'm naked on the bed and they're both laying on top of me, or not laying on top of me, rubbing my back and my buttocks with that lotion that they use. Oh, that's so nice.
Do I need to go to 1855?
If you could handle it there, you could go there.
Well, I'm not sure I can handle this.
Well, hang on a second. Hold on a second. Yeah. Uh-huh. The paint's drying. Yeah. Uh-huh. The paint's drying. Yeah. Uh-huh. The paint's drying.
The thought of that might be better than the thought of what you were just talking about. It's going to take me a week to get that out of my head.
Yeah, but wait for Randy and Ray are in there together.
Tom, why are you so full of hate tonight? You're trying to start trouble.
I haven't been able to harass anybody for quite a while. I'll tell you what, Randy, it feels good.
Very good. I came back out last night about midnight, and you and John were still talking in here. BYP.
Yeah, I know. I heard him in there around 11:30, and we just kept at it.
So is your hot tub up and running now?
Last time I looked, it was up around 96.
Well, did you go in it tonight or not?
I'm thinking about going in there.
Hey, Tom.
Sure.
That airplane I saw hanging out of the trees on the news the other night, that wasn't you, was it?
No, it wasn't.
It will be if you don't put in that second ignition.
Ray, I can only do so much at one time.
Well, then don't fly the plane until you get the other ignition in it. And what are you going to mix your oil at?
I'd have to get the book out and look again.
Do you mix it with that, or do you put it in a oil injection pump?
No. I only had the oil injection on the jet skis. No, I mix it in a 5-gallon can.
Yeah, because I think I'd mix it a little on the rich side. I talked to a lot of people with two-stroke engines, and they say if you mix it at 20-1, which is really, that's the way everybody used to mix it, you'd never have a problem.
The book calls for 32-1.
Yeah, well, it won't hurt to go a little on the rich side.
No, because I'm running just the next shade hotter on the plug.
Why?
Because I normally do run a little rich.
Oh, okay.
Keeps the plugs cleaner, from fouling from the oil.
I don't think you'll ever have a problem with the thing because it's running full, high RPM under load all the time. Do you know how to read a spark plug?
Yeah, you take it out and look at it and see what color it is. If I'm not mistaken, it should be like a spark.
Where's the black ring?
Yeah, exactly. You got to learn how to read a spark plug. You have to get a plug magnifier. I don't even know where you can get them anymore, but you need a plug magnifier. And you look down at the base of the porcelain inside the plug, and you can judge the mix by the ring down there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I have a cylinder head temperature gauge on it.
Yeah, well, that's not going to tell you anything except that don't let the engine get too hot. What's the maximum cylinder head temperature on that engine?
Maximum is 350.
Do you have any idea what it runs at?
Well, not since I rejetted the carburetor. I jetted it so it would run a little richer and run a little cooler.
Yeah, let's hope so. Keep an eye on that cylinder head temperature.
That, and I had the enhanced cooling on the engine. The air scoop on the front cylinder. On the back one, I got the extended cooling fins.
Right. Well, anything you can do to get more cooling, then go for it.
Even the manual says a cooler engine lasts longer, or with more power.
Yeah, I'm sure. And is the oil you're using a synthetic?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I would definitely use synthetic oil, too.
Hey, it's Melania Trump's birthday today.
Happy birthday to you.
Did you bake a cake?
I'll tell you what, she is I just think she's I don't know, I just like her look.
She is pretty. She is very pretty. I think Emily was a little better looking, but they're both good looking.
I'm not saying that I don't want to say she's pretty or any of that stuff. I don't want to judge her like that. I just happen to think that she has got a nice face. She's just got, she just looks like she's somebody that's a nice person.
If I had that kind of money, I could look good, too.
No, I'm not so sure.
I'll tell you what, she never made the cover of Vogue magazine. Michelle Obama, I think, made it 3 times or maybe 4 times.
I don't get that in the mail.
I do. I keep it in the bathroom.
Boy, that would scare me.
He probably reads Cosmo.
Hey, if you guys get the Oprah magazine, look on the cover there. There's a good subject matter on the cover.
If I was you, I'd be out in the hot tub at 96 degrees. That's warm enough.
Ray, you tell me it's time for me to check out here? KC3 KXP.
I think he's throwing you off the net, Tom.
I think you're right.
Well, He should have had his new radio by now.
Don't you get QST?
No, I get Oprah instead.
Going to have the house all fixed up, new roof, new siding, new everything, and the cars he can just leave the way he is and buy himself a nice Kenwood.
I might have to resurrect the Yaesu FT101.
Yaesu FT101.
Not the new one.
Man, that's about the worst pile of junk ever made.
Wait a minute. I had a Temple one, which I thought was a regular piece.
Do you have one of those?
Did have a...
They were terrible, terrible, terrible radios. They overload. Those receivers overload so bad, it's hard to believe. I hope the new 101's not like that.
Let's see, Kilowatt Bravo 2, Zulu Victor Papa on the 25.
N1, Delta Victor Lima.
Wow, you're tired. WG2E.
WA2EXB Albany.
WA3FPN.
You didn't get that Kenwood back yet?
No, the guy had to order the board, he said. He probably didn't wait to order it until he got my check.
I think he's gonna fix the radio and keep it, or take it, just to sell it off for parts.
Well, whatever. We'll find out.
Is there a doctor in the house?
Just one.
How you doing, Doc?
I'm doing fine, Randy. How about you?
All good in the Toad Harbor hood, Pally.
Hey, you know, I love my 101E. Back when I got that thing, there wasn't anything better except for a column death line.
You wouldn't want to have one now, I can tell you that.
I still have it.
Well, good. To put it on some night and see how much you really like it.
It drifts all over hell. It's got some bad diodes in the vehicle.
So I talked to Rob Sherwood today for a long time. I mean, obviously he was fascinated by me, right? So we had a great conversation. And Ray, we were talking about solid state amplifiers.
Has he tested the world famous Palstar yet?
He has not tested the Palstar just yet, but he said that he heard some not great things about it. And I said, well, we have tested on the world famous Toad Harbor Net, and we think it's pretty dang good. And he did test the PW1. He did test the Elcraft 1500 watt, $6,500 amplifier, and he just tested last week the Quadra, that Yaesu pile.
Well, what did he come up with about the ICOM PW1?
He said it's about the same as the Elcraft $6,500 amplifier, which isn't very good. He said clearly the best one out of the bunch is the Quadra. He said, you know, that Quadra, considering it's been out for a few years, is better than anything else out there that he's tested.
But he hasn't tested the Palstar yet.
No, but he did say that he has heard there's some bad things about it. But according to Paul, it'll test out way better than anything else out there. And listening to Mike, I would say it's pretty dang good.
Oh yeah, well, it's certainly better than a PW1.
And he said it's far better. He said the worst of all of them that he's tested was the Flex, that new Flex amplifier. He goes, that is really, really a bad amplifier.
Yeah, right. Well, I think he's going to find the Palstars the best.
Well, he was pretty high on the Quadra. So anyway, we had a lot of talk. We talked about the 7610. He would love to talk to you about your what you found with it. We talked about the 7850, the 7851, the 890, the new 101. He's dying to get his hands on a 101 to test. And what else did we talk about? I'm not sure. Lightning, I guess, and where he's out there. I might bring him my 7851 to test for a retest.
Yeah. What does he want to retest?
My radio, the 7851.
Why does he want to retest it?
Because what he tested wasn't a good one. He said that there's a couple of things that he found wrong with it.
Oh, okay.
He said it's by far the best radio on the market. He said there's not even a close second.
Well, that's kind of surprising because the Kenwood test just as good. So what was his bitch?
Well, that's the problem. He said that's the problem. He said that Kenwood is not near the radio that the 7851 is, and it tested almost as good. But he said the 7851 that he got was a refurbed unit that was hit by lightning.
Well, that's not good.
So anyway, the last 5 minutes of my transmission may have been a lie. I just had to. I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. But I'm sorry. I really am sorry. I got a little bit ahead of myself.
I told you guys, you can't trust him at all. So in other words, he said, and he owns a Kenwood, so he knows the Kenwood's just every bit as good as the 7851.
He said the 7851. Oh no, he said the Kenwood is a very good radio. He has that. He has two 7610s. He said the 7850, the 890. Sorry, let me get this straight. The 890 is a really good rig. It's got a nice receiver in it. It doesn't hold a candle to the 7610 in the area of noise blanker and noise reduction. The DSP on the 7610 is far better than the 890, but the 890 has got a good receiver, and it has the ability to go a little bit wider if you're so into that. But he said that he thinks the 7610 is a sensational radio. He likes it an awful lot, and we talked about the overload problems that you were having, so he'd like to talk to you about that.
Yeah, well, I'd still have a 7610 if they didn't break every month.
And that's the thing, too, we talked about for a long time. We talked about what to look for in a 7610 as far as the guys that have had problems with the displays. And I said, Rob, I said, just maybe you're not looking at it just right. Maybe you don't know what to look for. Maybe you just think it's okay. I know that Carl said that when he got his back, the display was better, a lot blacker. So he might just have a display that he might not be one of these picky people like you. You're kind of nuts. So maybe when I first looked at John's display, I thought it looked fine, and then he pointed out where it was going bad, and it was like, wow, it's hard to see.
Yeah, but you can tell the display's bad when you flip the screen, and where all the lettering, before where it said, along the bottom where it might say span, mode, all that is still burned into the black background.
Yeah, that's not good.
Well, that's the way mine was. When certain areas of the screen became black, you could still read the writing that was there from before.
There's somebody way off in the background. Are you trying to get in there, sir? Anybody else copy what he said? Because there's somebody way off in the background. He might be in a boat or something looking for help.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it's summertime noise level tonight, so if you're not running 1,500 watts, I think you're kind of SOL. Matter of fact, here we go. Watch this. Here we go. Now, tell me, Mary had a little lamb 1, and Mary had a little lamb 2. Does the heavy processor work better through the static?
Oh, yeah, by far.
That's what I thought.
That'll be handy when we need it later on in the season.
Yep, hit the amp full bore with the 1500 watts and the heavy processing, and away you go. Hello.
Must be nice to have an amplifier you can run full bore and you don't have to worry about hurting your tuner, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't have to worry about my tuner will handle 2,000 watts easy.
That's a nice little beginner tuner you got there.
Yeah, right. Well, you know, the thing is, don't forget, this thing handled 2,000 watts into an extremely poor load. So I would say the way the load is on this, and I'm adjusting I'm trying to adjust the inductor because it started pouring rain out here again. Hello. Okay, it's good enough. I'll bet you this thing would probably handle 3,000 watts now.
You want me to bring my amp over so you can test it?
No, that's okay.
Is that MFJ 8980 or whatever it is?
Oh, yeah. That would the problem with the 989D is it wouldn't tune my antenna.
Is it that far out of whack?
My antenna, I don't know, my ATR 15 would tune it with no problem, and the Palstar would tune it, but that wouldn't tune it. Yeah, they're kind of a wacky kind of a deal. Hang on, I'm creeping up the power a little bit as I'm going here. Hello. Okay, there we go. I'm not hearing any arcing.
All right, your 9S units here.
A 9's a pretty good signal, Ray.
I'm 9S units. What, is your S meter broken?
No, and they're, instead of Randy being 40 over, he's 20 over.
Well, you're about 12 dB over 9 to me.
Wait a minute, I'm only 20 dB stronger than Ray.
Yeah, hate to tell you, that's actually it's 21 over, 21 dB over.
Holy cow.
I've got to be stronger than an S9 because you're 12 dB over 9, and we're usually about the same signal.
He's got his attenuation on, Ray.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I was 6 dB attenuation.
Oh, okay.
But I don't understand why I'm only 20 dB stronger than Ray.
Yeah, neither do I, but I'll have to, next time, it's just been, my lawn, I walked on my lawn the other day and I sink in like a half an inch to an inch. It's just totally saturated, so as soon as it dries up, I went out there with my bow and arrow and I wound the spool all the way full, so I'm ready to shoot.
Hey, Carl.
Yes, sir.
How far would you have to sink in your yard if you before it was too much to sink in before you had to build a new antenna if you needed one?
Well, I don't know. It's pretty squishy right now. I might have to build a new antenna.
I mean, do you think a half an inch would stop you?
Oh, geez, when I put my loop up and I was out there in the woods drilling holes in trees and stuff, I was covered with mud. It was like being in a swamp.
No pain, no gain. You know what I mean?
Well, the way I see it, he just needs that other cross on the antenna, and it'll be back to good old Ray.
And he's got a tower. All he has to do is untie the rope, drop it down, hook up 2 wires, solder it the right way, waterproof it really, really good, and pull it back up and throw those other wires up in a tree someplace. It's that simple.
Well, and of course, the only reason this one works as well as it does is because I helped him put it up.
Yeah, you don't get to go to Ray's house without helping him with his antenna or filling up his garbage can.
That's absolutely the truth. I don't think I even had stepped 1 foot away from my car, and he had a rope in my hand and goes, "Here, hold this."
I'm getting old. You guys should feel sorry for me. You should all come over and we should do antenna projects.
He's got a notepad. Next visitor, I got to get this done.
You're getting old, Ray? You're just a few months older than I am.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty old.
Where's W2KRY? Where did Randy go? The good one.
Hey, Tootie's back. He was in here a little earlier.
I thought I heard Tootie.
Yeah, I missed him. I really missed him. Where is he? Get him back out here.
Hey, that heaviest part of that weather front is coming through our area now.
He was, it said something weird with his SWR, and he had to eat dinner or something like that. He said he'd be back.
Yeah, I had. You know what I had tonight? Really out of the ordinary. And I've been getting because Stop and Shop when they re-upped everything, they just got fresh fish in. So I've been buying a lot of fish because it's really fresh. And I had a swordfish steak with asparagus. How's that for dinner?
It wasn't wrapped in newspaper, was it?
Yeah, it was wrapped in newspaper with a picture of Randy.
I like asparagus.
Yeah, I do too. Sounds like a good meal, Ray.
Yep, you soak the fish in vermouth, and then I sprinkle it with granulated garlic and pepper, and just grill it up.
Yep. Ray, I made something the other day you probably would have liked. I made zuppa. It tastes just like the stuff that Olive Garden serves.
You're talking about clams?
No, I'm talking about sausage soup. Sausage, potatoes, kale. Oh, yeah, that's just like Olive Garden.
What's it called?
Zuppa.
Zuppa, huh? I never heard that. Zuppa clams. That's the only thing I know. But whatever. Yeah, I'm not real big on sausage. I have it with. I like to make an egg. An egg and sausage. Or my favorite is an egg, ham, and cheese sandwich for breakfast.
Roger. Randy, have you ever had that zuppa at Olive Garden?
I've never eaten at the Olive Garden.
Try it. You'll like it.
I've never had it. I had pizza tonight, and what do you call it? It's gluten-free pizza from the pizza making place.
Did it taste different?
It was denser. The crust was denser, but you know what? It was very good. It was actually very, very good.
But did it change the flavor?
It was a little bit sweeter. The crust was a bit sweeter.
Yeah, see,
I've never seen a gluten.
I like sweet crust. The thing is, I'm allergic to something. There's something that's screwing me up bad, and I don't know what it is. And maybe it is gluten or something like that. But now that I'm back on this diet, I'm doing a lot better. But my blood pressure was crazy high when I went to the doctor. And then when I came home that day, when I went to my mother's house, I got this blood pressure monitor thing. I never used it, but I went to a home when I bought the grease at Home Depot. I bought that charger and kit. The 4 AA batteries with the charger that's supposed to charge them. So I brought that home and charged them up and put the blood pressure machine on. And he gave me blood pressure. What do you call it? Stuff that you take to lower your blood pressure. But I took one and I was dizzy. I did just and I did not feel good after I took it either. So I stopped that and I just look at my blood pressure about 3 or 4 times a day, and it's back down to normal again. It's running like anywhere from 122 to 126 over like 68 to 74, which is perfectly normal. Matter of fact, it's actually low for somebody my age. So I still think there's something I'm eating that's screwing me up.
Leave the wheat alone for a while. Gluten, leave that alone as best you can. I think you'll feel a lot better. I do. I've stopped eating any wheat because of Mark. Mark said to do that. I did that, and I really feel a lot better.
Yeah, vegetables and fruit. No breads, rolls, meat, hot dogs, any of that. Just sort of like fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, I've been eating a lot more fruits and vegetables, asparagus and fish, and my pulse was skipping like crazy. You know, I'm supposed to get a monitor put on Monday, but it's getting better and better now. It's the other day it was skipping quite a bit. I could feel it all day, and now I got my finger on my pulse and it's not skipping at all. And the other night I was on the radio, it was skipping like mad too, but it's not anymore, and my blood pressure's back. And you know, Randy, I really, truly, honestly believe that it was the flour that was doing it, because I got into this kick where I was eating for about 2 weeks. I was eating 3 pancakes for breakfast, and then I made cornbread on the other morning. So I was having cornbread or pancakes, which is all loaded with flour, and I happen to agree with you. That flour just does not go down well with me.
Yeah, you were turning yourself into a yeast factory.
The thing is, it screws me up because my blood pressure's really high, and my heart starts skipping beats. And it's I've been monitoring all the time I've been talking to you, and it hasn't skipped one beat, which is good for me. So I'm pretty sure it's something I'm eating, you know. And I tell the doctor that, and they don't want to believe that. They don't want to believe that it's what you eat that causes these problems.
No,
it's because nobody said the magic words yet tonight.
Yeah, from what I can tell, your blood pressure is pretty much regulated by the sugar. If you've got a lot of sugar in your system, your blood pressure is going to be up. But you get your sugar down around 100 or so, and the blood pressure drops right down.
Well, maybe that's what's going on, because something was screwing me up. What is it, Carl?
The magic word, G5RV.
Oh, for Christ's sakes! You got to put that high emphasis boost on. Whatever you got, the turbo boost, the extra boost, whatever you got going on, Ray. It's making me nuts.
Why? I thought you said you could hear me better.
Well, I could. Yeah, I don't need to hear you better.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Here we go. So off, effect, soft. Okay, how's that? Nice and normal.
Yeah, it sounds better. You sound like you're yelling at like me like this. I'm not liking it.
Yeah, but you got to admit, under bad conditions, usually when it's that noisy, that you don't hear that extra level of processing.
I guarantee you that this summer that'll be the ticket. But tonight's not the night for that, because it's just intense. It's like super intense.
Okay, let me try one more thing. Processor back to hard. Okay, now I'm going to cut back on the mic gain though, like I do with the other one. So here I'm going to go down to 30 on the mic gain, but with the processor on. This is where I run the mic gain the other way. Okay, now how's that sound? Mary had a little lamb. Her fleece was white as snow.
No difference whatsoever.
Yeah, see, so they changed the program in the radio. It's definitely a program change. Okay, back to 60, soft effect. Okay, back to soft. Okay, N1 DVL.
I mean, it's intense. It's really intense, and to get the point across, you know, it's okay. But for tonight, it's just I feel that it's just way too much. Does anybody disagree?
Now wait 1 second. This is with the processor on soft, okay? But with the same exact settings, with the mic gain and the processing level. Does this sound terrible?
No, it sounds fine.
Okay, yeah, then it's definitely an internal program change inside the radio. They're doing something to the output down to 30. Okay, now let me just do one effect. Okay, yeah. So see, this is the same way it was set on soft, but it's on hard. That's on hard, and then it's on soft. So they're changing the whole program deal somehow.
Soft is better, way better.
Yeah, but when you have it on hard, you're 10/9.
Yeah, I know it makes a big difference. I understand that, but you have to understand, Randy's radio is right on the ragged edge of overload.
He's so cute, isn't he?
Where does that radio overload? About 25, 30 over 9?
Yeah. You better step up your game, buddy.
I love my 7610.
Oh, they're no good.
Hi, Mike. Who was that?
They're fine.
63 KXB.
They're fine until the best meter hits
Sunday?
55/9.
Yeah, hi, Tom.
Ray, you asshole.
You coming to breakfast on Sunday, Mike?
Yeah, where is it?
It's in Herkimer.
Who?
Herkimer.
Herkimer.
Yeah, it's right around the corner. If you leave at 5, you'll be there by 9.
Okay, well, let me see how the Ham Fest goes tomorrow.
Where is Herkimer?
It's near Utica, New York.
Oh, okay, so that's a long way away.
Ray, that's where they mine the diamonds.
That's right, Herkimer Diamonds. That's right.
Hey, what night is the race?
Which race?
Don't they have it at Utica Rome Speedway?
Is that still open, Utica Rome?
I don't know. I remember hearing about it.
It's exit 30 on the thruway.
Is it operating?
I don't know if Utica Rome is still open. I think they closed. How you feeling, Mike?
Right now I'm feeling pretty good. They put me on another pill. All of a sudden, everything went to the bottom base of my spine. It was killing me. I couldn't hardly move around at all. I was using a walker, and then they put me on another medication. And right now I'm feeling pretty good, and I'm feeling just about good enough to go to the Ham Fest tomorrow.
Did the marijuana help you?
No, I don't think so. Maybe the real stuff would have, but the CBD, I did not notice any difference.
Yeah, that was a letdown for me as well.
Hey, Mike,
Yes.
they race on Sunday night.
So they are operating.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, maybe I'll give that. Maybe that would be a good day to come with Joanne. How far is it from Syracuse?
Oh, only about, I don't know, 50 minutes, maybe 50 minutes, 60 minutes.
Yeah, call it an hour.
Well, maybe when she goes to Syracuse, I'll come along. We'll leave Sunday morning and go to the races Sunday night.
You can stay here. You can camp out here if you'd like.
Okay, I'll mention that to her.
This Sunday, Dirt Track Digest presents the 358 Modified, $1,000 to win.
Sounds good to me. Wonder if I can get somebody to let me borrow their car.
Hey, what are you doing with that Chevy 2? Have you done anything with it?
No, I just moved it out of the garage to put the 10 skids of radios in.
I got a guy asking me on QRZ oh, this is David from the other night, asking me to send him a sketch of the antenna. I promised him. I don't think he sent me an email.
Randy, I want to ask a question here. Tell me if you notice any difference between these two settings. This is setting 1. Mary had a little lamb. Her fleece was white as snow. And that's setting 2. Mary had a little lamb. Her fleece was white as snow.
Yeah, setting 2 is better. It's sharper, clearer, sounds better.
Okay, that's with the input on the processor up higher. I normally run it at the first setting, which is 60. Now it's at 70, and you like it better?
You know, I haven't liked the way that sounded. It's always, Maureen calls it slushy, but it's so much better right now.
Okay, well then let's do one more step. Mary had a little lamb. Her fleece was white as snow. And Mary had a little lamb. Her fleece was white as snow.
Very little difference there.
Okay, then I'll leave it at 70. It's right at 70. Yeah, we never have gone through this. Someday when we got nothing to do, I want to go through. I'll take one of the user settings and I'll set it to this setting, and then we'll just actually go through it and tailor it.
You know, we should do it on a weekend when I got time and I'm not thinking about work and we're just kicking back. Actually, this weekend would be good. Sunday morning. Oh, wait, I can't do it Sunday morning. We're going out for breakfast.
Oh, well, hell, that's a lot more important than breakfast.
We'll go Sunday afternoon. I'll call you when I get home, tell you about our great breakfast we had, and then we'll do it. We'll go to an obscure frequency someplace, like 17 meters.
No, you got to have a good signal. You got to have like a 20/9 signal to do that.
You don't think you could muster a 20/9 signal on 17?
No, we're too close.
No, just joking. Okay, very good. We'll do it. We'll figure it out. I told Rob Sherwood today how the Toad Harbor Net was founded, and he thought that was so funny.
Yeah, that is kind of a great story.
He's a great guy. He was like actually, very in tune and really wanted. I think he could be a Toad Harbor Net member.
Yeah, we got to get. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we got to get him in here. He's got to get in with one of the local setups.
Where is he?
He's in Colorado. I think Denver, near Denver.
Oh, he could make it in here direct with a good antenna.
He's got a Marconi T, Marconi T antenna.
Is it full size and everything?
Yes, I believe it is. Yeah.
Well, so that's basically a vertical with a T on top, right?
Yeah, that's what I think it is. So that should work.
And does he have a lot of ground radials under it?
I didn't ask.
Yeah, well, it should work. I don't see why it wouldn't work.
And he's got big power and all that, so he should be able to make it.
Yeah, and he's got good radios, too. So he's got that Kenwood. He should come blasting right through.
I would imagine he'll probably want to use a 7600 if he wants to be heard out here. Or 7610.
There you go.
The 7610 doesn't sound as good as the 7600.
So what are you saying? I should hook up my 7600 and use that instead?
I think it'd sound better.
I'll tell you what, Mike sounds pretty darn good to me. Pretty intense.
He'd come in with Drake equipment.
Oh, that old Drake stuff, forget it. That's so far back.
Hello, Bruce.
Good evening. I just hooked up after all the sparks went through.
Ray all day has been calling me, telling me to get rid of this amp, get the solid state amp, get the solid state tuner, the auto tuner, and get on the telephone.
Yeah, he's going to the dark side.
But Bruce, wait, no, in all fairness, Bruce, I don't want to hear mobile in motion.
He can't dictate what he says.
He's got to say, cheating base station.
Yeah, well, whatever turns you on, I guess. Randy, I didn't mean to really slam you last night. I just thought it would be an anchor overboard.
I listen. You know me well enough by now. You know everybody on this Toad Harbor Net now by now. And if you don't want to hear the truth, don't stop by here. I'm really happy that you said that, because you know what? That's a real good from somebody that I respect a great deal. That's a good slap in the face with real reality.
I'll be back in an hour or so. Hi, Bruce.
Where are you going?
It's time to soak in the tub.
Ah, for crying out loud. There he goes. The little red thing just popped out.
Is there enough room for all of us in that tub?
Absolutely. Stay on your own side.
Now that would be a lot of fun.
Good evening, guys. WA2JID.
Hello, Bernie.
Yeah, I'm not running a lot of power tonight. About 900 watts.
What are you holding back for?
Well, I tell you the truth. I've been kicking the GFI breaker here and knocking everything out. So until I figure out what's going on there, I thought I'd run the power back a little.
Are you running coax cable to your antenna?
Of course.
Well, there's the problem.
I can't run anything else.
I love it when people say the open wire feed line takes out the breakers, but yet when they're running coax, that's who has the most trouble.
I think the coax is running straight from the MFJ out to the G5RV.
Well, what you have to do you have an ARRL 23rd edition handbook?
I don't know, probably.
Well, if you do, look in there. They show you how to make a proper choke, a proper, high impedance choke for 160. And you can get like 5,000 or 6,000 ohms impedance. And make one of those chokes and put it right out at the feed point, and then you won't have that problem anymore.
All right, here's what I got. At the feed point, I got a 4-to-1 ballon. Below that, an ugly ballon that I wound up on 4 inches of PVC, and at the output of the amplifier, I've got 2 toroids wound up, and I think I pretty much got rid of all the feed line radiation.
Well, why would you run a 4-to-1 ballon with coax cable on a dipole? That right off the line, that is got to screw you up.
No, it doesn't screw it up. It's not a 50 ohm feed point.
Is it a dipole?
It's an off-center fed dipole. 25. Well, it's 175 feet on one end and 75 on the other.
Oh, well, there's your problem right off the bat. Okay, it's not a real antenna. Okay, well then, this can't go on any further, because as soon as you unbalance the antenna like that, you run into all kinds of problems like you have. Okay, at least we know what the problem is. Go ahead, back to net, N1DVL.
I told you.
Yeah, here's the other thing, though. I don't have room to put up a balanced antenna after 160, but I don't have to run a tuner either. It's resonant on 160, 80, and 40.
Okay, listen, so is a dummy load.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's what that antenna is. And, listen, nature, let me explain it to you this way. Don't believe me, but believe nature. Nature always wants balance. Nature makes everything balanced. You don't see an eagle flying along with one wing that's 2/3 the size of the other.
Yeah, I understand that totally, Ray. The thing is, I don't have room to put one up. If I pull one up, it's going to be an 80-meter flat top, and I can't run a 160.
Oh, man. You've been listening to the wrong people. What's the longest antenna you can put up? Just don't shoot me straight. How long's the antenna you're running right now, even though it's offset? How long is it?
250 feet.
Bingo.
Well, okay. If it's 250 feet long, why can't you move the feed point to the center?
Because I don't have a place to hang it. I have 175 feet from the house to the back end of my garage. Okay? And that's right above my head. And then from there I run 60 feet at a 30-degree angle, and then I drop down 15 feet. So that's all I can feed into this lot.
What do you have to have the feed line attached to anything? Just have it go to the antenna.
Well, I could, but it'd be hanging in the middle of the driveway.
Well, so what?
I got to drive down the driveway.
Well, pull it up over top. I mean, you put up on a 20-foot pole above the cars, and then it goes over and then up to the antenna.
Yeah, I'm done going through all that garbage. I'm 75 years old. I'm not putting up all kinds of crap like that.
Well, you can continue to be weak if you choose. That's fine.
All bullshit.
Listen, we can hear you most of the time.
Hey, Randy.
Yeah, Randy.
I think the guys from 1855 put up to this.
No, I don't believe that they would do that. Hey, Randy. Hey, Michael.
Michael.
WQMUR, Randy squared. Randy to the second power.
Okay, there's some more power. Does that help?
Who's that?
Yeah, that helped to me. I hear you better.
Yeah, I can run more. I'm running 70 watts feed.
Yeah,
Go to 100 watts.
It's nice and quiet tonight.
All right, there's 94 watts.
Don't blow it up.
94. That's a tenth of a kilowatt right there, almost.
94 watts feed into an AL82.
Well, I used to run 200 watts into the AL82, so you got room to go.
Yeah, and how many tubes did you have to put in it?
Oh, it was 6 or 8, but that's who's counting.
So you got an AL82. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's a 1,500 watt amp. That's all. You're all set.
1,800 watts.
Yeah, 1,800 watt amp, whatever. That's 300 watts isn't going to make much difference.
No, I agree, and I'm driving it with about 7.
You know, it's funny. We say, 1,000 watts is great, but another 500 watts won't make any difference. And then we say another 300 watts won't make any difference.
But it makes you feel good. It's a feel-good kind of a thing.
That's right.
Well, Mike, I mean, it depends on if you're a man or...
Mike, when you can hear your watt meter needle tick to the side, yeah, something nice about that.
I'm going to put my mic up to the meter here. Listen.
There's something the matter with that guy.
Randy, that's clearly a finger tapping on the watt meter.
We all know that the needle would make a much higher tone.
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay, if I got enough power now, I'm driving it with 60 watts. That should be about 1,200.
Yeah, I'm still hearing you. But your audio's so much better than it used to be. That made a big difference.
Yeah, I think it's set up pretty good. As soon as I get this Electro Voice mic wired up, I'm going to try that.
Where's KT2D? Where's Big Bob?
Hello, Randy and boys. Yep, I'm here.
How you doing, Bob?
Good. I was just finishing with Easton area when you texted me. I thought I could get in quicker, but it took a little longer. Doing fine. Thanks for asking. Hello, everybody.
How was your vacation?
Yeah, it was really good. I was telling Ray a little bit earlier before I had to duck out. Got to spend a day on the range, do some shooting, rooted around, visited with my friend, and told lies. And got to do a little looking at house prices and what things look like on the ground, mostly Shelby County, which is in the Birmingham, Alabama area. So just picking up some info, but it was very good. And the weather was like high 70s, low 80s, so it wasn't too hot. It was sunny and it was nice. So yeah, and now I'm back.
I love Alabama.
Are you moving down south one of these days?
Oh boy.
Well, that's my sort of plan, and I'm just looking around. They kind of accelerated things on me here with the federal tax law changes and New York's pretty much painful property tax structure. So either down there or I got to get into Albany County. I got a couple of options. I don't really want to stay there all the time because I'm really kind of stuck, tied to the Northeast because that's where I grew up. But keeping my options open here for the moment, Ray.
Right. Ray, you would love Alabama. It's got everything. It's got all the shopping, all the Whole Foods, all the Wegmans. It's got all the shopping there. The houses are cheap. The taxes are low. And you would love it. The girls are fantastic. I was down in Birmingham with my niece and nephew, and had a great time, man. It's a great time there. You would love it.
They got that great musical band called Alabama.
Yeah.
Hey, is Bad Mike invited?
I'll second it about Birmingham. I didn't know too much about it till my friend moved there, and then I'll tell you, but the friendly people, and the spots in downtown Birmingham aren't so hot, but the Birmingham area is really kind of a sleeper. It's pretty nice.
It's got all the It's got all the shopping that Springfield has, and but all the nice people and low taxes and the nice girls. You know, it's like a whole nother world.
Yeah, we're going to have to break Ray in Blackmore. I think what we're going to have to do is have him do a little bit of training in maybe Maryland, Delaware, and then make the jump to Birmingham.
It's a big jump.
It is indeed.
Well, when you get down there, check out the girls for me. If they're normal, I'm moving.
Everybody's normal outside of where you are.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's just gets worse and worse every day. I don't even tell you stuff that I run into nowadays. The people around here are definitely screwed up.
You know, I got to tell you, I may owe Ray a big apology because I've always considered him the problem when it comes to finding good women out there. But John, WB2BYP, who I consider one of the nicest men I've ever met, he kind of agrees with Ray that the women out there are a little bit left of center. So I may have been wrong with my assessment of the situation.
That's the first time you've been wrong all year, though. That's man. You gotta hate to admit that.
I cleared the first quarter nearly, Mike, and without being wrong about anything. But there it was.
You know, you're a humble guy.
Of course.
Well, I'm going to tell you, like I keep on telling you guys, you know, up until a few months back, I said, you know, they're crazy. After a while, I just got to the point where I said to myself, it has to be me. You know, I mean, if you're not mentally disturbed and you just run into one after the other, these really screwed up women, eventually, you know, everybody's out of step but my son John. But I still don't think it's me. I think the girls here are just. I think the girls here. This is hard to explain because it doesn't make any sense. But I think all the women in this area just want to go out with the lowest form of life guy they can find because for some reason, and this is the part I can't figure out, for some reason that makes them comfortable.
Two things, Ray. That's right. They feel like they can either A, they can be in control, but there are some women who just thrive on rejection and being treated like crap. So without any more data, I really can't say, but there is a lot of that going around.
Well, again, that's the way it is. They just don't make any sense. I mean, during that strike, I watched those three girls. All three of the girls, by the way, that I asked out at Stop and Shop were there at the strike. And at times, I was with all three of them at the same time. And you get to watch what they're like on during a strike, and they only had one thing in their mind. All three of these girls had only one thing in their mind. What? Can anybody guess what it was?
When can we get a cigarette?
What was it?
When can we have our next cigarette?
No, because actually, let me think, two of them don't smoke. Only one of them smoke. No, the only thing on their mind is, we're going to teach this company a lesson. We're going to teach them a lesson. You know, that's the only thing they thought about in their whole life.
Maybe you should shop at Wegmans instead of Stop and Shop.
Well, there isn't a Wegmans around here. But anyway, you know, I spent a little bit more time with them because I don't get to spend any time with the girls. I mean, because, you know, you see them when you go through the checkout, you got like 20 or 30, 40 seconds to talk to them. But, you know, I had talked to them outside, and I was talking to this one girl, the one I really don't like. I mean, she's just not my cup of tea. But I really had a pretty good conversation with her the other day, and it was in the store. She was in a different spot, and she was just very nice and very talkative. And she told told me how her life is really screwed up, and she had her own apartment, but she lost it. That's all she said. I was living in my own apartment, and I lost my apartment, and I'm living at home with my mother, and she's driving me crazy, and I can't stand it anymore. She doesn't have a car. Her car just blew up because she brought it to the wrong mechanic. He charged her like $350 to fix it. Guess what? He didn't fix it, and that's not what the problem was, and then she just junked the car. Oh, you know what the problem was? The timing belt must have jumped. That's the only thing I could think of, because the car was running terrible, but it was still running, and this guy did a full tune-up on it, like, wires, plugs, and whatever else, fuel filter, everything you can do to a car, and it charged her $350, and eventually she junked the car, and I said, well, did you ever find out what was wrong with it? And she said, yeah, it was the timing belt. So, she's too stupid to go to the right mechanic, because I told her, I said, oh, the wrong guy. The guy charged you $350 to fix the car, and he didn't fix it. There's something wrong with him, So anyway, she's telling me all this stuff about how her life's terrible, and she's literally, she probably doesn't have $5 in her pocket, but yet I've offered to take her out on a nice date to a great restaurant, and she never takes it. Now, I'm sorry, but that does not make sense to me, because this girl's not Emily. You know what I'm saying? This is not an Emily.
Ray, this is a classic story of making bad choices your entire life. That's what's going on there.
Yeah, Ray, you need to treat this girl like she's kryptonite.
Oh, by the way, I think I told you this, but the girl that I gave the $100 to because she lost her electricity, I walked into the store the other day, and I haven't seen her, and this new guy was there, and he's 19, and he just started the job like 2 weeks ago. I said, hey, do you know who Tiffany is? And he goes, yeah. He says, I know who she is, but I haven't seen her in a while. So I said, well, is she working here anymore? And he said, no, she's not. He said, her name's still on the chart behind here, but I know she's not working here. Well, this guy's working her shift. So I gave her the $100, and instead of putting it on her electric bill, she spent it on booze, must have got rip-roaring drunk every single day after work, and probably wasn't coming to work and lost her job.
Well, then you're the problem. See, you caused that girl to drink.
No, I didn't cause her to drink, but I gave her the ability to lose her job, because this girl would rather sit at home with a bottle blown out of her mind than to go to work. I mean, and this is the one that looks like, what's her name there? Emma Stone. As a matter of fact, I saw Emma Stone yesterday. I haven't seen her in a long time. She was in a show on TV, and I wanted to watch it just to see if she looked like her. And God damn it, those two girls look so much alike. If Tiffany lost 30 pounds or 40 pounds, because Emma Stone is really small, they would look identical. Anyway, it never changes here. They're all the same. They're just all the same, and that's just all there is to it. And one last thing I'll tell you, you just put this in the back of your mind. Everybody's right, because all these girls always go back to another bad guy. The one there, Dina, who's the one that had breast cancer. And I thought she was going to die about a month ago. 3 weeks ago, I thought she was going to die, but they found that cyst, they removed it, and she looks good now. I mean, she's real healthy looking, and she looks good. And she just got rid of this scumbag that was living with her. Never worked all the time. He moved in with her because she has a house, or she rents a house, whatever. And he moved in with her, never worked, never did anything, just sponged off her. She finally got rid of him, and now she's already dating another guy in the store where she works, which is not what she should be doing, okay?
And she's the one that started smoking right after she had cancer.
No, she always smoked, and she didn't stop smoking. Yes, exactly.
That's too bad. But you can't fix them all, Ray. You can't. I missed my foot switch. You can't fix them all. KB2 ZDP near the 20.
N1 DVL. But the point is, I mean, it's so crazy out here, you know, you begin to believe it's got to be you. It's got to be me. It can't be all these girls are all that screwed up. But you know what? You just don't. And I know a mistake. I finally figured out, I truly, honestly believe I figured out what my big mistake is in dealing with these women. You want to hear it? You want to hear it, or are you bored already?
Let's hear. We're all dying to hear it.
Okay, because I'm going back to the two girls. The real nice girl that came here who wanted to buy my mother's car. Her name was Mary. Nice looking.
She had a little lamb.
Years old. I thought she was 47 or 48. She looks really good for her age. Very, very nice, and so forth and so on. Okay, there's number one. Now, the other one, which you don't know about, I don't think, I bought some Chinese food 3 or 4 days ago, and I got some teriyaki sticks, and I went there, and there was a table waiting for an order, and I don't know, I just said hello to her and everything, and we started talking. I asked her, I said, you want to buy him BMW? And she goes, well, I really can't afford one now, but tell me about it. So I said, well, do you mind if I sit down? And she said, no, sit down. So I sat down with her. This girl was really trim. I mean, really trim. You know what I'm saying? She was just really built very nice. And seemed like a nice girl. She cleans houses for a living, okay? Cleans houses for a living. Very articulate, very well-spoken, you know, just a really great girl. So in the end of this, I said, you know, I said, I would really love to take you out to dinner. And I said, here's where I make my mistake. I said, I'm looking for a girl for a long time. I can't find anybody in this area that's good. I don't want a girl who smokes. I don't want a girl who's an alcoholic. I don't want a girl who does drugs. And I don't want a girl that lies. And that's basically the 4 things I tell just about every girl I go with. I mean, I want to take out. And you know what? You never get a date with them. And I've just come to the conclusion is because all of them are either a drunk, taking pills, they smoke. Actually, this girl did not smoke because I asked her if she smoked, and she said no. So I don't know if they take pills, they're drunks, whatever the case may be, but I'm sure that's the mistake I make because when you add those 4 things, don't lie, don't smoke, don't take drugs, and you can't be an alcoholic, that knocks down 98% of the women around here.
Go to church.
God, you know what? That's probably a whole other set of problems. I can't even conceive what that would be.
Take a road trip.
You'd be surprised, Ray. But listen, have you ever read, you know the movie? One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Did you ever get to read the book?
One Flew Over. Is that what the book is? I'm having trouble hearing you. Is it One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
Yeah, it was a movie with Jack Nicholson, but it was based on a book. And I don't know if you can hear me. Maybe I'll pick it up on another night when it's less noisy. But it's pretty good. It's about you saying what triggered it was you saying, I think it's me. In the book is written through the eyes of the Indian, the big tall Indian guy. I don't know if you remember it from the movie. Over.
Yeah, he was kind of like quiet and mental, but he was really sharp.
Right. Okay. So in the book, it's through his eyes, and he won't say it until the very end, and everybody thinks he's just nuts like everybody else. And so he's describing being in this place, and you know, and through his eyes, he's in an insane asylum. So you think he's nuts, but you find out toward the end of the book, you realize he's as sane as anything, and it's just everybody else is around him. So it sounds like, you know, that's the clientele. You're in a spot where there's just a bad collection, or the circle that you're able to travel in is just not good. And I think if you get out somehow and get into another area or just reach out maybe, you know, to groups or something like that, much might work out. You know, some of these religious girls like to do things for the Lord, and you can reap the bennies on that.
Yeah, well, then that means I have to go hang out at a religious place, which is probably not nothing that I would want to do. Okay, anyway, back to net and one DVL.
Wait a minute. Brother Mark's got something going on this weekend. Why don't you take a ride over to Mark's place and you can hang out with him?
I've dealt with those people plenty. I don't want to have anything to do with them.
He'd hook you right up with the wildest, craziest hot you've ever met. I'll tell you, Mike MUR just sent me a video of his friend, this young lady, and wow, she is definitely inspirational, this young lady.
Can Mike come to breakfast? She wanted to come over tonight.
Are you going to breakfast on Sunday?
I can't. I got to be in.
You're a jerk. That's it. You're off the net. You know what? We need to get a new bad Mike because this guy won't go to breakfast with us. He won't go to the summit with us. He's just too good for us.
That's why they call me Bad Mike. I can't shake this. I can't shake it.
What do you got to do Sunday morning that you can't go to breakfast?
Sunday. I think I'm it's almost like wearing the bunny outfit, but I'm doing like a little kids thing on Sunday.
You're the father. On Father's Day, you get to say what's what for Father's Day weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to be at the lake all weekend. I mean, I tell you what, I'm going to look at the weather closely. If it gets rained out and we aren't going to be able to go, I'm going to be at the picnic.
Are you going to Dayton?
I don't know. It depends on what my business schedule is.
He won't go. He's going to sell all of his ham radio equipment. He's leaving us behind. He doesn't like us anymore.
Nah, I'm telling you, he's going over to check out Notre Dame.
No, I'm going to be a Randy. I'm going to drop my tower. I'm going to throw my equipment on the. I'm going to put it for sale. I'm going to get out.
Did you get married?
K89 CHC.
Come on, go ahead, Ron. Pump it up.
There and across the water.
You're the good Mike for a reason.
Ron, a lot of the guys aren't hearing you. Pump it up, pal.
K89 CHC. Can you hear me now?
I got you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Hey, yeah, I just thought I'd jump in there real quick. What's going on out there?
It's all happening, man. It's all happening out here.
Yeah, well, I won't stay in there very long. I just happen to be cruising to the band. So, anyway, Randy, I just thought I'd say howdy to you. I guess we'll clear out of here. K89 CHC.
All right, well, good signal out here into Utica, New York. I'm just about 20 minutes north of Utica, New York, if that's important to you. But we're right here in the central part of New York State.
Do you think anybody on the planet besides you and me know where Utica, New York is?
Utica is the most, according to Archie Bunker, the Utica Thruway exit. It's the most exciting exit on the Thruway.
How close are you to the racetrack?
I think he meant it quite the opposite. Anyway, Mark, you're sounding good here to me. I'm not in Utica, but you're making it here to Toad Harbor in good shape. I'm sorry, not Mark, Ron. I was just reading a text from somebody else about Mark. But anyway, Ron, you're doing a good job here in the central New York.
All right, well, it's kind of noisy over here, so I can hear everybody real well. I won't tie it up. I know you guys are got a few things going on there, so I'm gonna grab us something to drink, and then we're gonna watch some basketball. We're gonna watch Golden State Warriors basketball here in about an hour.
Yeah, outstanding. Very good. Well, you're doing a great job here. You sounded good tonight. Who's stronger, Ray or me?
Ray Senior, I'll tell you.
What do you think makes it just between you two guys?
That's all that matters. Listen, no matter how much you guys want to try, it only matters between Ray and I. You guys can all be stronger, I don't care, but it's between Ray and I.
You're always stronger.
Go ahead, Ray.
Hello, N1DVL.
N1DVL is 20 over.
5 dB.
Say it again, Ron. Somebody was doubling with you.
Yeah, you got him about 5 dB.
That's all? Ron, did you check your mail? I sent you money.
Well, you want me to lie to you and say you got him by 10 or 15? I mean, I'm looking at the meter, about 5 dB.
You're 5 hours
I
closer.
thought we had an agreement.
All right. Yeah, you got him beat by 20 then. How's that?
There you go. 20 dB, Ray. That's not bad.
That's how you always win. You pay them off.
Yeah, I'll take that free steak dinner, man. No problem. I'll take that big steak dinner if you got a big old prime rib.
Well, come on out and collect your dues. We'll be happy to take care of you. We got a big Toad Harbor Summit in June 15th. Are you going to be out in New York at all driving?
Man, I tell you what, I ain't been out in a while. And to be honest with you, I don't like driving through New York, to be honest with you. It's just, fuel's too high, and it ain't good.
I don't think anybody's going to disagree with you, Ron.
Hey, do you hear the latest what the New York mayor wants to do?
Oh, no, what?
He wants to cut meat. He doesn't want any hot dogs, no processed meats, and cut back on regular meat by 50%.
All those hot dog vendors will hang him out by his gonads.
No, the guy's just mentally ill. He's absolutely out of his mind. I mean, he's truly out of his mind. It's a democratic thing. They don't want you to eat meat anymore. They want to get rid of the cows, the meat, and you can't drive a car, you can't fly on an airplane. They're all nuts.
What are we going to eat at the summit?
Well, you know that the burping and farting cows is going to be the death of the planet.
Yeah, I know.
You know what, though? They can go as left as far as they want. And that's the big thing. It's just like a contest. Who can go more left? And the further they go left, the more the people are going to say, you know what, these people are effing crazy. So, you know what, all they're doing is helping our cause.
Yeah, no, I agree. I look at Biden. Biden is so crazy. Geez, there's something wrong with him. His brain is totally fried.
Bite me.
What's that?
He's running. Plugs. Peace plugs. Sleepy Joe. Yeah, they're throwing him in as it's like a Hail Mary. Got 20 people running for the Democrats. 20.
That's good. It ought to be the show of the century.
Yeah, and if you add up all their IQs, you get to about 200.
Right, like I said, and I said this and I thought it long and hard. The worst candidate that was up against Trump out of the 16 or 17 people, the worst one of those is still way better than the best Democrat.
Yeah, well, Trump's base is already solidly behind him, right? So, and all he's going to do is, pick off some of the Democratic base that are just, there's a lot of intelligent people that have been Democrat, followers or voters for many, many years, but there's an awful lot of smart ones that are thinking, you know what am I doing? Where am I going with this? So he's just going to pick off more and more people. There's a bunch of stuff on the internet today about people that didn't follow Trump and don't follow Trump and don't appreciate Trump, but love the way the economy is doing so well. So I think that's going to just continue to bolster his position.
had a big economy thing today. Like 3% or something. The growth rate is like 3.2%, which is unheard of. So yeah, everything's great. They don't have a chance against them. And he's Trump. Did you see the interview with Trump last night on Fox?
I didn't see it, but I heard it. It was with Sean Hannity, right?
Yeah, and Trump's using the word coup. He said this was definitely an attempted coup. And I've seen several people who know what's going on. They're going to bring charges against a whole shitload of people in the FBI. Not even just Comey and those people, but the whole upper echelon of the FBI were in on trying to get rid of Trump. And I'm telling you right now, they're going to indict about 20 or 30 people.
Yeah, they need to purge them. That whole place that's in D.C. there is a cesspool in the Bureau.
I can't wait to see Comey getting arrested. That right there will start it for me.
Yeah, he can be sold to a cellmate for cart luckies.
And the thing is, and they all know it, and they're insinuating it now. Nobody's used the word, but they're insinuating. It started at the top with Obama.
Yep.
It was a silent coup. Terrible tragedy. They should be ashamed of themselves. Ashamed.
No, forget being ashamed. They should be locked up.
It's not going to happen.
You're not taking into account the most important thing. They screwed with the wrong guy.
They did that, but knowing Trump, he'll probably pardon him. He'll convict him, and he'll indict him, convict him, and then he'll pardon him.
There's no way he's going to pardon Clinton or Comey or any of those people. Brennan?
They tried to screw him over so bad. No way would they get pardoned. I don't believe that for a second.
No, he would let Comey go to jail, but if Clinton got indicted, I'm telling you, for the sake of the country, trust me, he would pardon her. It would be like the greatest thing on the Democrat side that the country's ever seen.
I'm telling you, this whole thing's going to go down. You watch. You just watch. They're going to get rid of all those people in the FBI. And what they're going to do with them is they'll lose their pension. They'll lose everything. First of all, it's going to cost them $2 or $4 million to get out for a lawyer, and by the time the feds get done with you, you're done. You don't have a penny left to your name, so they'll have no money left at all, and even if they don't go to jail, they'll just be destroyed.
I saw an article that has not been out in the media yet that they have actually indicted one of Hillary's State Department people that was under Hillary. For treason.
Yeah, and one of the biggest things that's happened, which most of you probably don't know about, are you guys aware that a judge in Massachusetts has been indicted?
Yeah, I saw that.
What's that about, Ray?
That's one of the biggest things that's happened in this country. About earlier this year, they had somebody from out of the country, and he was caught in the Boston area with a car with no registration, no license, and he was selling drugs. He wasn't selling pot or anything. He was selling the real bad crap, that real bad stuff. And he had 13 aliases, 13 different Social Security numbers, and a federal agent was sitting there waiting to take him into custody as soon as they got done with him. And the judge told the federal agent he could not come into the court. He had to stay outside. And then what they did is they turned off all the recording equipment in the court so he couldn't know what was going on. And they let the guy slip out the back door. And she was indicted.
Yeah, that's
aiding and abetting, for God's sakes.
Right. Well, she's a judge, and this is a big deal because the guy that has the talk show on after Rush Limbaugh was really hammering this thing, and he said this is a very, you're not hearing about it around the rest of the country. He said, but this is a really big deal going after a judge. They arrested the judge and her court officer. And there's another judge in Mass that's did very similar stuff. They may be going after her, but they're going to go after. They're going to get all these people. They're going to get all these no good pieces of garbage.
Think about the fact that judge would do that. I mean, the drug cartel has got to be threatening her family or something, man. It's amazing that a judge who could be doing that for her whole career and be doing that stuff, man. It's just amazing.
Believe me, she's just a super liberal. That's what she is. She's just a super liberal person, and she just doesn't believe these people should get arrested.
This was in Boston?
Yes. And who's the guy there? Who's the second in command of the AG office, the Attorney General? Rosenstein? Rosenstein. I never liked him. I don't like his looks. He looks like a sleazy guy. But the word is, first of all, Randy, do you know who Rosenstein is?
Yeah.
Hello, Randy.
I know who she is.
Bob, you know who Rosenstein is, right?
Is this from the U.S. or from Massachusetts?
No, this is the U.S. This is the guy that was kind of, he was the guy that said he would go into Trump's office with a wire.
Rosenstein's he's the kind of guy that, he's going to go with whoever's going to promote him, whoever's going to get him the most power. That's the kind of guy he is.
I agree with you, Mike, 100%. But here's the important thing. He's a big key to this whole thing, and he's rolling over on everybody. He's rolling over on Comey and that whole group of people. And he was basically in with them. But with his testimony, being in the position he's in, he's got tremendous power. Okay? And the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Keep your enemies close, right?
Right. So the people who know, like the Fox News guys, the big guys, are basically saying he's rolling over on all those people, and that's why they're going to indict all of them, big time, because he was with them. They thought he was one of them, so they told him everything they were doing, and he knew everything they were doing. He's like almost a spy.
Okay? So I could be a Rush Limbaugh here, where I could replay my previous comments, but I can't record those and do that legally over amateur radio. But you remember what I said, man, that Mueller, the whole thing with Mueller was just a ruse, and the whole time he was actually getting data on Hillary and all the rest.
I don't believe that. But Rosenstein is the key to this whole thing, because Rosenstein was in with them, and they all thought he was in with them, and he may have very well been in with them, but he rolled over, and he's gonna screw them all now.
That's what you can think.
I think Mueller has gotten a lot of information on Hillary and all of the people that did this, and it's not been revealed yet.
I guess you guys ought to quit trying to think.
Tonight's Friday, right?
It is Friday.
Friday. Happy Friday. 3.2% GDP.
Right, that's another big thing, 3.2%. Obama was sticking around 1%. And he said the United States is never, ever going to recover because it just can't happen. And what a buffoon. Of course, I hated him so much. He was such a buffoon. He was the biggest lying, thieving president this country's ever had.
Those jobs were gone. Those jobs are gone forever. They'll never come back. And by the way, you never built that.
That's right. And you know what? The media said since December of last year that the recession was coming, and 2019 was going to be a big, big recession. And now the 3.2%. Now everybody's saying has the recession been canceled?
Yeah, the tax cutbacks were not sustainable. They're just not. It was what they call it, a blip on the radar. It was going to be a little bit better for a while, but then it was going to really, really raise havoc with the economy.
Yeah, Pelosi said it was just a pittance.
So who do you think, N1DVL, who do you think is going to end up being the Democrats' person that they're going to put up?
It's going to be Biden or Crazy Bernie.
I can't believe it's either one of them. I think it's got to be either the gay guy or a woman. I just can't believe a white male that's not gay will be the Democratic pick. And I hate to put it like that. I don't care about. And I personally don't care if they're gay or titty nipple pink. I don't care what color they are or what their sexual orientation is or what their religious beliefs are. I don't care. But I think that the Democrats certainly do.
Yeah, but look at what they did to Bernie, man. They screwed Bernie. It was all rigged. I mean, the super delegates went to Hillary. I mean, if they didn't have the super delegates, Bernie could have literally won the primary last year, or last election.
It'll be a backroom deal. The Democrat Party leaders will get together and they'll pick the person, and that's what they'll do it. And I think Randy's right. You know, the gay guy, the mayor of South Bend, Indiana. Really, you're a mayor of South Bend, Indiana, and that'll make you president. You know, you gotta wonder. But I guarantee you, it'll probably be some wacko. I mean, moderate. I mean, it's gonna be a wacko person on the left. But that's how they'll do it, and they'll use the super delegates to get it through.
Trust me, it's going to be either Biden or Bernie.
You want to put a wager on it?
Yeah, Biden or Bernie. I would put $100 on that.
I don't think Biden can make it because he's going to trip over his own mouth.
$100, Michael.
Biden will gaff himself into the grave, but look, everybody, the other side loves Biden even in spite of his gaffes.
Yeah, I think, I don't think Bernie can do it because he just doesn't compromise. He just doesn't have the ability to mobilize within the party. You know, he'll appeal to voters, but he can't compromise enough to win a coalition within the party, I don't think. Biden's pretty crafty. He may be able to do it, but he's aged, he's male, he's white, and he's heterosexual.
Now, you gotta remember that
I love that, Randy.
That the non-heterosexual world is less than 3% of the vote, and he knows that. So the bottom line is this: is that Biden or Bernie are going to take the primary. Biden has always been, and you got to remember, he didn't ask for Obama's endorsement, so he doesn't want Obama being in there to screw up everything. He asked Obama to endorse.
Yeah, all good points. So, it'll be interesting. This will be interesting to watch.
Wait a minute. He asked Obama not to endorse?
Yes.
Well, because Obama wouldn't. Obama turned his back on Biden. Biden wasn't going to get anything from Obama. I mean, Obama turned his back on him. He never supported him for anything.
Yeah, but the other side of the coin is Obama might get indicted by the time they're running for president.
Yeah, he did. He said Obama He didn't want Obama to endorse. He was going to do it on his own. You know, by the way, remember what he said to Obama, man? That's a big effing thing.
Yeah, but go back to 1989 when Biden was trying to get in before, and he couldn't because he had to drop out of the. I think it was 89. He had to drop out of the race for some of the crazy crap he said. He's got no shot whatsoever.
You're right. I mean, but look, he's got better shot than everybody else, all these other crazies. Look, he's ran for president twice and he's lost twice. He's actually ran for president even more. I think it's like 3 times.
4 times. He's run for the presidency 4 times, and he's lost every time because of his big freaking mouth, okay? So wait till they get, when it's just him against Trump, he will slay him like a dragon on that show that they have the dragons on, whatever that is.
Sleepy Joe. He's a Sleepy Joe.
Trump will go after him like a pit bull on a mailman.
You got that right. And besides that, let's face it, okay? Trump supporters are Trump supporters. They're all ready to go tomorrow, okay? And Biden supporters, half of them are high right at the minute, right? And they're not sure where they would even vote if they had to go vote.
Yeah, but if you listen to the drive-by media, Biden's 8% above. He's got Trump by 8%.
Yeah, but we already know about the media that Hillary's chances of losing were 1%.
Yeah, really.
Exactly.
And Silverman, who's the big the guy that predicts all these things. He's out in Las Vegas. He's like the big guy that predicts everything. He predicted Hillary. He was wrong. And now he's predicting Biden. You know, where's his credibility? Nothing.
You mentioned about predicting Hillary. Did we discuss the number of counties Trump won in the election when we were talking about I don't know if it was here or when I was down at Alabama, about the number of counties won by Trump and Hillary and why we have to have the electoral college?
Well, just remember, Trump won. Okay, let's think about this. Okay, New York State, the most horrible state in the union other than California. Trump won Staten Island. He won every county except Manhattan. Except Manhattan. And you know, if it was so if Manhattan had voted for him, he would have literally won New York.
Yeah. So when you look at the map, not only in New York but the country, but it was something like Trump won 3,084 of the 41 counties in the country, and Hillary won 57. And the counties that she won in New York State was what gave her the 1.5 million, whatever it was, popular vote over Trump. But when you look at a map of the country and you look at the counties won by each, it's amazing. And I got to hand it to the founding fathers on why you have the Electoral College so that we don't have New York City and Buffalo and Albany County electing our president. So I knew he won a lot. I had no idea how lopsided it was. You know, over 3,000 counties, 57, 58. Unbelievable.
Well, you know, when you think about it, you know, Trump had the popular vote until the California vote came in. The only reason why Trump lost the popular vote was because of California. Only because of California.
I'm going to bed, guys. See you tomorrow on One DVL.
He won the popular vote in New York, but it was in those few counties that he won. But that's right, New York came in later, and he was still ahead, but then pushed her over the top on that, and that's all the Dems and
Megan Kelly's head's all exploded. Then I was on my second glass of champagne and third cigar.
Good night, Raymond.
Good night, Raymond. And W2MUR on the past 10.
So I got the best phone call of my life that night in wee hours of the morning from Ray. I guess I called him. But either way, it was an amazing phone call.
I'm going 2 guys tonight. WA3,
Wisconsin here.
Hey, night, guys.
Who's our friend from Wisconsin?
Yeah, hello, fellas. In 9 TBE, Jamie, in the hog barn, the ham shack. And, hey, I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm going to throw on my Toad Harbor T-shirt tomorrow and see if I can get Donald J. Trump to throw a signature on it for you guys.
I'll give you $100 for. I'll give you more than that. I'll give you if you get Where are you going to see Donald Trump tomorrow, Jamie?
Green Bay, Wisconsin. He's going to be there.
Oh, if you can get a signature from him, I'm so serious. Just name your price.
All right. Well, I'll throw on the Toad Harbor T-shirt. We'll see if we can get close enough to get an autograph.
Man, that'll be a collector's item.
Amen to that.
Yeah, I got plans to go, fellas. I don't know. It's going to be a zoo, I'm sure, but I got plans to go.
Well, good luck, Jamie. I hope you get close to the man and shake his hand. If you get a signature on that would be awesome.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, just listening here, fellas. Just got in the shack a little while ago. Kind of noisy on this end. We got some storms and things probably going on out there. But I'm hearing most of everybody okay, so hopefully I'm doing all right.
How much stronger was I than Ray?
Oh, I didn't even know Ray was in there.
Oh, boy, that's why we love Jamie.
All the way from Wisconsin. Great signal.
I heard somebody in there said something about great signal, so thank you very much. Nice to hear you guys this evening.
Well, let's see. Let everybody get a signal report from Jamie out in Wisconsin. Who wants to say hi to Jamie and get a report? Go ahead. I know Bad Mike does.
Jamie, give me another little call there, and this is W2MUR in the Utica, New York area, the famous Utica, New York area.
All right, I guess it's Bad Mike, W2MUR. You're giving me about an S8 signal. You're above the noise, so definitely hearing you okay. You're doing all right. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're 5'9" here, and I've got my AGC on fast, so perfectly copyable. Great signal here into Holland-Pat, New York, population 800. It's a big city here in Holland-Pat.
All right, well, running an old Kenwood 450, Kenwood TS 450, and amplifier. Running a pair of 4-400s, probably about a kilowatt out to a center-fed homebrew dipole, fed with ladder line. So nothing fancy, but it gets the job done on this gun.
What are you using for a tuner?
Oh, the tuner is a gem. It's a homebrew link-coupled tuner, homebrewed.
That's great. And what kind of antenna?
Just a center-fed dipole, fed with homemade ladder line, cut for 160.
Yeah, good. Doing a good job here. Doing a good job. How about anybody else out there? Give him a report.
Okay, no. This is Bob, Kilo Tango 2 Delta in Albany County, New York. Running probably peaking around 500 watts.
I gotta get another drink.
And you're an easy S8, S9 here, over.
Okay, roger that, Bob. K22D, I believe you said your call sign was Kilo Tango 2 Delta. You're running about an S6, not booming. I'm hearing you okay. About an S6 signal, so you're
Great, thanks very much.
and nice to talk to you. We'll catch you again. Casey Tootie.
All right, fellas, I just wanted to jump in, let you share that information with you that I was going to go see Trump tomorrow, and I'll do my best to come back with a souvenir. If I'm lucky enough, I might be able to sell it to you guys.
And by the way, you're about 20 over to me, Jamie, doing a great job here into Central New York. Is Carl in here? Carl ought to have a big signal out that way. I think Carl may have dropped off. How about Tom went to bed? How about Mike? Good, Mike, are you there?
I am. Hi, Jamie. You're about an S9 here in Manheim, Pennsylvania, and the name here is Mike.
Yeah, okay, Mike. About the same signal report on this end, so I'm hearing you just fine.
Very good. Thank you.
Yep, nice to meet you, Mike. The good Mike, and you have a good evening.
Anyway, Jamie, you're doing a great job from the hog barn there. Doing a great job, as always, from way out there in Wisconsin. KB2Z.
All right, Randy, nice to hear you. And I'll just be listening in here. You guys carry on. Do your thing.
Hey, Randy, what's Jamie calling, Randy?
Jamie is N9TBE. November 9 Tango Bravo Echo.
Where in Wisconsin?
Where in Wisconsin? What do you need? A street address or something, Mike? What's the matter?
Oh, Wisconsin's a big state.
North of Green Bay, northeast of Green Bay, on the Door County Peninsula. Now, I also understand, fellas, that you might be taking a field trip out here to Washington Island. Is that true?
Well, we were going to, but I don't think it's going to happen this year. Not for me, anyway. I've got too much to do. My work schedule is not going to allow it for me. But I think Mike is still going to go, right, Mike? Yeah. I'm not so sure that sounded serious.
About taking a field trip here, and you're going to have to go somewhat near my QTH if you head up towards Washington Island. So don't be afraid to drop me a line or hit me up on QRZ or something if you got some time to burn. Visitors are always welcome to the hog barn.
We got 20 guys. Do you have room in your house?
I don't know if I can put you all up for the night, but I can certainly fit you here on the farm.
But Mike, you got to bring your sleeping bag. You bring your van and your mattress.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know how long George up there on Washington Island is going to have his place. He's getting up there in age, and I don't know what the future is holding for his collection of radios, but I have never actually seen it myself, and I'm not that far away.
Oh, you owe it to yourself to get out there. I mean, that's something. If you're that close, by God, you should get out there and at least check that out, you know?
Yeah, I'm only about an hour, probably about an hour from the tip where the ferry departs, and I could be up there and back on a day trip, no problem.
Well, if I lived that close, I would take a trip out there, because he's got. I mean, if you just go through the site that he has, the equipment, just in order to sit in front of that stuff and look at it, and just even if you don't talk on it, just look at the stuff and take some pictures. It'd be worthwhile to do that.
Yeah, just imagine the money and the resources, that went into putting that place together. And, I know they were talking about, what would happen if it would have to be liquidated, but my gosh, what a disaster to have to, tear it apart and have to transport it by ferry, back to the mainland. What a feat.
Yeah, Well, he said that we talked to him on the air one time, and he was saying that nobody wanted it's just too big. It was just too big of a collection that the museums and stuff didn't want it. So I don't know what's going to happen to it all. It's a shame, but something's going to happen to it, and I'm sure that it won't be something that we'd all like to happen.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah. Well, that's probably going to be coming. We'll probably see that happen in a couple of years anyway, or a few years. But yeah. All right. Well, if I ever get up there, I'll report back. Definitely. So thanks for letting me jump in here this evening, fellas. I'm going to stand by and listen out.
I think the ARRL ought to have a Midwest museum.
Something ought to be done with that collection. That's just, or when he gets older and things started getting, when he knows, he should just start giving that away to hams, people that would use it and preserve it,
I'm heading out there now.
You on your way?
I'm in the car.
You're going to need surgery before you get half the stuff loaded.
I'm in my Prius. I'm going to make my way. I'll be there in 2 months.
I probably need surgery, but not for my back.
Hey guys, I'm going to check out for the evening. It's been a long day, so enjoyed it. Glad to be back. 7-3 guys, and I'll catch you tomorrow night. Tootie. Have a good one.
Good night, Tootie. Good to hear you. Really happy that you're back. I know everybody has missed you.
You're too kind, thanks.
73's W2MUR.
Hey, Tootie, you want to go to breakfast tomorrow? You're close. Why not come out? On Sunday.
I got a couple of things. I'm jammed up this weekend for stuff that I had already scheduled, but next time for sure. That's only about an hour and a half ride for me, if that, I think.
Yeah, seriously, why don't you come out Sunday? That would be awesome.
Yeah, see, here's the problem. I got a procedure Monday, and so I got a fast all day Sunday. That's the real reason. So, but I'll get back next time for sure.
Can we ask what the procedure's about?
Sure. I don't care. It's a colonoscopy, 5-year colonoscopy. So this will be my last one. Once you get over 70, I don't think you need them, or they just say, what's the use? But that's it.
Well, you could still come out and just pay the bill. You don't have to eat.
Yeah, okay, that's good. How could I pass up an offer like that?
All right, pal. Have a good night. 73.
Yeah, good day, guys. Thanks again. Take care. KT, and I'll be clear.
Just drink clear liquids.
We're going to Herkimer on Sunday, Mike, you jerk.
What time?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. I got to be somewhere at 10:30.
It's 9 o'clock, Mike. 9 o'clock in Herkimer.
I got to be in Herkimer at 10:30, so maybe I could do it.
You're an ass. Mike, good Mike. What do we get? Mike, you got to help me out here.
He's off the net.
Randy, seriously, Randy, you're the only one here that's got any common sense anymore at this time of the night. What are we going to do with Bad Mike?
Randy, come on, you're my only vote here. I got to stay on the net.
Mike, I'm going to hold you, and Randy's going to give you the noogie.
I'm going to hug you hard, Randy.
Yeah, you hugged me while you were hard before, and I didn't like it.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That was pretty gross.
I felt that.
I think Maureen's jealous.
I think you're lucky she didn't see it.
Oh, you're so bad. You're bad, Randy. Bad.
There's a reason they call me Bad Randy.
Okay, it's almost 10 after, so I'm going to ID. W2MUR in Holopat, New York.
Kilowatt Bravo 2 Zulu Victoria Papa.
WA3FPN.
W2KRY. You know, Mike, we'd really love it if Joanne could come up for breakfast on Sunday.
If who?
Mike, shut up. You're not even going to go. Good, Mike. We would love it if Joanne could come up for breakfast on Sunday.
Okay, when I go upstairs, I'll mention it to her.
Okay.
Tell her that Bad Mike wants Joanne there.
What do you care? You're not going to be there.
I just want her there.
You're turning your back on all your compadres.
No, I would never turn my back on you guys. Never. I would never do that. I would never do that. Trust me.
Hey, Mike, what's going down easy tonight?
Who doubled there?
Crackle.
What was the? I heard Randy asking a question. What was the question?
I was asking Mike what's going down good tonight.
It's all good in the Toad Harbor hood. No, really, it's all good tonight. I'm feeling good. I basically am doing better than I deserve.
Come on, what's in your mug, laddie?
What?
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a wee bit of vodka and tonic and lime.
What kind of vodka?
It's, usually it's Grey Goose, but tonight it's Tito's.
Oh, you're going to have a big hit tomorrow.
Where's Gary?
No, I never had a problem with Tito's. Tiptoes.
Oh, no, he had to go to Albany.
Where is Gary and Mickey?
Yeah, well, his ex-girl, Lucy, was a big Tito's fan, and I got to be careful talking about that because, by the way, I like Lucy a lot, but not that I don't like Mickey, but Lucy was, we had a lot of fun with her one night, and there was some Tito's being tipped that night.
Tito's is great, man. It's gluten-free, but I do like Grey Goose is my number one.
I believe by the time it's vodka, it's all gluten-free.
Well, I mean, Grey Goose is wheat-based. It's not gluten-free. The bottom line is, I feel a little. I just want to be quiet when I get to this point, so I'm gonna just listen. W2MUR listening.
Remember that one night you were so hammered you couldn't even hardly form a sentence? You were just so blasted. That was so funny.
This might be a close...
I hate that. I'm ashamed when I do that. I don't want to besmirch amateur radio with that.
You do realize that all vodka is gluten-free unless you're extremely... unless your celiac is ready to blow up. And just a little itsy-bitsy touch that's left in a wheat-based vodka would set you off, but the alcohol would set you off more anyway, so it didn't really matter.
That's true. Yeah, I don't want to besmirch the world-famous Toad Harbor Network. Don't want to besmirch it.
You got vodka in your ice cream?
No.
I'm pretty sure you're safe, Mike. I think we've already loused that up. That ship has sailed.
Oh my gosh. Sad, very sad.
My neighbor just sent me a text and said every time I transmit, her lights are dimming.
Really?
What is up with that?
Hey, Randy.
Yeah.
Turn it to 11 and see if they completely go out.
I think she's just funning with me.
Funning with you. They must be using the VHF antenna. I've got, when I bought this house, I've got a VHF antenna, a Yagi, full Yagi, and I got a UHF antenna, neither of which I've used. I could probably get rid of my DirecTV and just use those and be perfectly...
We have a dish, and it's very seldom ever gets used. We use, honest to God, even though Randy doesn't believe I'm telling the truth, we use the rabbit ears if we want to watch a NASCAR race, and we just watch what is it called? Roku. If we want to watch something that's streamed, but we don't watch TV. Seriously, the rabbit ears work just fine.
I mean, you've got about 10 channels out there in Cherry.
We get way more than that. Oh my God, is that thing so funny? I'm like pissing my pants laughing.
Well, yeah, I saw that.
It's so funny. I said to Maureen, and she's like, "Oh, that poor Lammy, little Lammy's so poor." Are you kidding me? It's the funniest thing on the internet.
Hey, send that to me.
I don't know if it's the funniest thing. I think that ham radio cartoon thing was pretty funny.
Oh, that was good. Sure. Did you go on to Toad Harbor Net and see Mike W2MUR's new girl?
No.
Come on, you didn't put that on Torah. No, Randy, come on. Dude, you're breaking my trust.
Hey, listen, you don't want to go to breakfast with us. You can't break bread with us. So forget you, okay? You're gonna get on the bad list.
Is that the? Okay, so the picture you just sent me.
Mike, I tried to send this to you. It won't work.
Oh, no. I hope you didn't put that up as my girl.
Oh,
no. It would be wrong.
That's wrong in so many ways.
Oh, it's all over. It's shared all over the world by now, too. By the way,
I'm gonna kill you.
I gotta get some bleach from my eyes.
They would make a very fine couple.
Oh yeah, they would.
I'm sure she could help put up antennas.
Yeah, think of the tower. The next tower erection. Just put that 100-footer right on her shoulders, and she could carry it in place.
Hey, Mike, that video that you posted of that antenna coming down, that was amazing.
Isn't that the correct way to do it?
Were they trying to take the tower down? I don't understand what happened there.
Yeah, I think the homeowner wanted the tower down, and this guy showed up to take it down.
Well, mission accomplished.
I'm thinking it didn't do much for the antennas, though.
That was just literally scary to watch. I got queasy in my loins when I found that, when I saw that.
November 1, November Papa Quebec.
Where you been, Slim?
Yeah, I've been coughing down the old drinks.
Hitting the old Diet Coke pretty hard, huh?
Yep. I'll probably be up all night now, though.
I'm looking at this Facebook.
I just saw this other picture with Mike looking up there with the really cool van in the background.
I like Mike's girl. She's hot.
Oh man, can you imagine that? That girl going grocery shopping with that girl.
That's the thing nightmares are made of.
Good night, honey. No, it's not good night.
And I'll tell you when to say good night.
How's Bromley doing?
All good. Yeah, he had his stitches taken out yesterday, and the growth was non-cancerous. So yeah, he's doing fantastic.
Yeah, I just saw his picture here. It made me think of him having the what did he have operated on?
His foot. He had a big. Well, he broke a nail. He raised his hell outside, and Maureen, noticed that his nail was standing straight up. So she laid on him, and I took the clipper and I cut it off. And it was right down to his toe, and I cleaned it all up and got it to stop bleeding and all that stuff. We had to put a bandage on it. Well, the next couple of days around, so then Maureen looked at his foot, and I came home from work, and she goes, "Look at the bottom of his foot," and he had this big growth on his foot. So $1,200 later and some surgery, he had this growth removed off his foot, and thank God it wasn't cancerous or anything like that. And it was basically some kind of a wart, but it was like the size of the tip of your thumb. It was a really big thing, and it was causing him a lot of pain. And it broke open, and he was walking on it. It was bleeding and stuff. So pretty painful. And he got that taken off, and now he's perfectly fine. Everything's good.
Wow, that had to be painful. So the growth was the reason that the toenail was sticking straight up in the air.
No, he broke his toenail right at his toe. I mean, he broke the nail right at his toe, and it was broken off, and I had to cut that off. And then a few days later, he was limping around, and we thought it because it was because of the toenail being broke up. But we thought that's kind of odd that it's bothering. I mean, that really shouldn't cause him to limp. I mean, he's running into buildings and stuff and never thinks anything about it. So, and then she got looking him over real good and found out he had this big growth. Like the growth was big enough, as big as one of the pads on his foot. It was that big. And she brought him down to the vets, immediately, and they did the surgery the next day, and everything's fine. He's all good.
So the toenail was just a coincidence.
Yeah, he broke it running, like a wild man, doing something.
Well, it's probably good you saw that, and then were able to see the other thing.
Well, he was limping, so the other thing was big, and and they said that it was typically that's what he had on his foot typically shows up in the mouth of a dog, of a young dog, and it's odd that it would show up on his foot. But so anyway, whatever it was, it was taken off and everything is good. And we were wondering if maybe Ricky, Susie's dog, who stays with us quite a bit, she's got a young dog, and Maureen called her yesterday and told her to keep track of little Ricky because he might have caught it from Ricky. It's a very contagious thing that he had, and we're not sure where he got it from, but he got it from someplace. It was something that was brought to him, not just something natural. It was something that he caught from somebody or something.
So he was doing something he shouldn't have been.
Well, I don't know if it was him doing something he shouldn't have been, or he got mixed up with Ricky, because they're always raising hell and stuff like that. Maybe he had something, maybe he had caught something, because he goes to dog parks and stuff. Bromley is pretty much here, and doesn't see a lot of other dogs.
Well, at least it's all good now.
He's very good now, yep, thank goodness.
Looks like I got lucky. The lightning and storms, they are not heading my way right now.
Well, I think I'm going to get out of here. I'm thinking I'm going to go to a ham fest tomorrow, depending on how things go tonight. So 73 is all, and maybe we'll catch you again tomorrow night. WA3FPN.
You bet. Have a good night, Mike. 73.
Good night, Mike. 73s.
So who all is left? Here's KB2 ZVP on the 24.
Gomer Pyle, W2 and Mura.
So you're going to figure out breakfast on Sunday or what?
I gotta be in Herkimer at 10:30.
Well, Mike, we're having breakfast in Herkimer at 9 o'clock.
We should be able to do it then.
You would think you should be able to figure out that.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're the owner of this big business. You should be able to figure out your time management well enough to know that if you're in Herkimer at 9, you should be able to make it by 10:30.
Yeah, I should be able to.
So, Randy, what's the official summer picnic date?
What was that?
Or what's the official summer picnic date? It was moved a couple times. I lost track.
It's been the same for the last 3 months. I don't know why it's so hard for you to keep track. It's June 15th. June 15th.
Father's Day weekend.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm planning on coming.
Well, you better be there. Are you riding the bike down?
John gonna be there with his RV?
John will be there with the RV, yes.
No, I'm not gonna ride the bike. I'll have my kids, so Rowan will get to join us again.
Oh, that'll be cool. We got a big group coming, so that's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be nice.
Yeah, this year I think I'm going to bring a bottle of Whistle Pig with me.
Whistle Pig? Sure.
What Whistle Pig? What is it?
It's another great Vermont liquor. It's a whiskey, rye whiskey. Even though most of it is Canadian, it's made here. It's distilled here in Shoreham, Vermont.
Wow. I might have to talk to you before you come down.
What are you going to get? What did Randy say?
I might have to talk to him before he comes down.
Oh, okay.
Put an order in.
Are you in New York or Pennsylvania? I know in New York, Randy, I think, did you say you could find that in the liquor stores in New York?
Yeah, Whistle Pig's in New York, yep.
And Tomcat is now too, right?
Oh yeah, Tomcat is no problem to find. Be back in the flash, heading to the kitchen. KB2ZVP.
Baloney.
Bad Mike, you're in charge.
Okay, Randy's getting a bologna sandwich. We're gonna do a play-by-play. He's leaving his microphone right now. He's moving slowly into the kitchen. He's opening the kitchen door. He's opening the refrigerator right now. He's looking at the bologna. He's saying, do I want bologna or do I want bologna and cheese? Or do I want a taco? Maybe a taco.
This guy's a freaking nut.
Maybe bologna. No, he's going to go with the bologna. Ladies and gentlemen, he's going with the bologna. He's going with the bologna right now. WTOMUR is going with the bologna.
He could have just asked Irene to make him one.
You think I got a body like this by eating bologna? You're full of bologna. KB2's SVP, head to the kitchen.
What you got, buddy? Bologna. You're full of bologna.
No, you know what? I've lost 15 pounds in a month.
I gotta lose like about 15, 20 pounds before my life insurance lady comes to measure my dimensions.
Yeah, I got another 40 to go now. When I look at it that way, it doesn't sound too good.
My son lost 40 pounds. He had pancreatitis, but that's a worse way to lose.
I've been doing this tea in the morning and just watching my, like tonight for dinner, I had Brussels sprouts for dinner. They were grilled with a balsamic reduction on them.
Yeah, I had a steak tonight and asparagus, and that's it. Salad. I find that if you don't mix proteins with carbohydrates, then once you do that, it turns to a very complex carbohydrate, and it turns to fat.
Well, I found the secret to that. I drink a little cider vinegar before I eat, and supposedly that helps kick your metabolism into the right, your blood sugar. It levels it out so that it's not too high or not too low, and then everything gets metabolized instead of stored.
When do you do the apple cider?
Usually about 15 minutes before I eat, 15 to 20 minutes usually.
Wow, has that really made an impact?
Apple cider or vinegar?
It's the Bragg's apple cider vinegar with the mother.
Okay, you do that 15 minutes before you eat?
Yep. I just put about 3-4 teaspoons in a little bit of water and chug it down.
Okay. When you say 4 teaspoons, that's every teaspoon's like punishment.
Why?
It's tough, man.
You don't drink pickle juice?
My son used to do like a whole ounce in the morning. I don't know how he did that, but it's nasty.
Have you ever had Thistle? It's a Vermont thing. It's cider vinegar, maple syrup, and I forget which else is in there. Lemon. There's a bunch of different things in it. It's the farmers used to drink it.
Yeah, I've got the sipping apple cider vinegar, and it's got the honey in it, and I still haven't drank it.
Yeah, cinnamon's another good thing before you eat. That will help stabilize the sugar too.
I need some right now because the room is spinning.
Mine is too.
I'll tell you though, this has been really hard because Eating to me is my entertainment. That's that's what I did for entertaining, is going to eat somewhere. So
Randy, take over.
It's been
You're in charge.
No, you're in charge, man. I can't.
Good Randy's in charge.
Don't have a signal.
That's signal, brother.
How big is the phone box anyway?
You're 30 to me. You're good to me.
Mike, how big is the signal?
Mike!
Well, I think it's the table.
Was that what that was?
I'm here.
It's either that or his meter bouncing off the end of the peg there.
I think he's there.
I'm here, but not all there.
Randy's asking you for a signal report.
Go ahead, Randy.
Yes, Mike, W2MUR, Lord of the vodka tonight. What does my signal look like?
I'm Lord of the Vodka. There's 20 over right now. 20 over WMUR here in Hollenpad, New York.
Yeah, you're just barely an S9 here into Vermont.
Yeah,
That's sad.
It's Bill up there, right?
Very sad. Wait a minute. Now I'm only in the S9? S9?
No, not you, the other gentleman. You're about 20 over here into Vermont.
There you go.
Well, Randy's running only 100 watts.
100 watts, you're off the net.
I know. I'm waiting on a cable so I can get my Quadra back online.
He's a cable TV watcher.
Okay, here's 30 watts. 30 watts.
S9.
S9, 30 watts. And, okay, there is 1,000.
S9.
Oh. Okay, S9 and S9, seriously?
Oh, wait, I got attenuation on. Yeah, you're a little bit higher than that.
Okay, the attenuation was off. Okay, I'm going to turn it off one more time. Hold on. Okay, here's 30 watts. 30 watts. Hello, radio. Mary had a little lamb. Her fleece was white as snow. W2MUR, 30 watts. Okay, here's 1,000 watts. Hello, radio. Mary had a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. WMUR.
Go back to low power.
Low power, 30 watts. 30 watts. Mary had a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. You know, it's kind of Mary had a little lamb. Mary, you know, you're a bad girl. And you're bad.
Now go to high power.
High power, Mary had a little lamb. Her fleece was white as snow. I'm not so sure her fleece was white as snow because she had a little lamb.
Okay, sent you a video. I sent you a video.
You want to do video? You want to do FaceTime?
Oh, no, I seriously do not want to go do FaceTime with you. I sent you a freaking video, you knucklehead.
Hey, Randy, did I tell you that I figured out what was causing the RF here in the microphone system? I had a bad SLR cable. I switched out the cable and it cleaned it right up nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was still getting, the RF on the 80 meter frequency. It was real bad actually on 80. So I switched out that cable and it all went away.
Oh, perfect. Well, you sound great.
We are throwing out a bunch of video cables at work, and they all had tords on them, so I took and cut off all the tords. Now I got about 20 tords for the solid loop ones. So unfortunately, they won't fit on the 213 with the plastic coating on the wire. If I strip off the plastic to the braid, they'll fit on it.
Yeah, that's okay to use inside, but so you certainly couldn't do that outdoors.
Well, what's interesting is they fit right down a PVC pipe perfectly. So what I was thinking about doing is encapsulating it all once. I put 15 of them on, encapsulating it, and then filling it full of silicone. And I'm assuming that would probably make it good and waterproof.
Sounds like you're doing a breast implant or something. You know, Bill, I like it when you talk technical like that.
Hey, you should see the Tonka tuner I made.
What's that?
See, did you post that on the Code Harbor net?
I did not. I should have, though, huh? I gotta start paying more attention to that.
Bill, are you talking from your 7300 in your alternate shack?
No, I'm actually on. I'm talking to you on a Flex.
Okay, so you got your Flex, you got the 7610, you got 7300, right?
Yeah, and then I have a Yaesu 991 and an Icon 718. There's another radio here too.
Wow, you're multifaceted. What are you on now?
I got a 7100 actually set up on top of the Flex. I'm just using the 7100 for UHF, VHF.
Randy, I got to give it to him. You got the 7300, you got the 7100, you got the Flex. It's one of my favorite radios. Randy?
Yep, he's doing a great job.
7100, man, it's a great mobile radio. Do you have a 7300? Do you have a 7300, Randy?
No, I've got a 7851 and a 7000.
Why don't you have a 7300?
I haven't found the need to have one.
How about a 7100?
Again, I'm pretty okay with the 7000.
You gotta throw that 7,000 out to the snapping turtles and get a 7100. Come on.
K2YI.
Who's the K2YI?
Alpha Charlie 2 Yankee India. New York, over.
Yeah, give us all you got there. Alpha Charlie 2 Yankee India. You're getting beat up by the static crashes.
Crash. Crash.
Yeah, 100 watts. Well, we're all running, 1,500 watts, so you're probably hearing us a lot better than we're hearing you. Over. An end-fed antenna with 100 watts, and how long is the end-fed antenna?
End-fed, son.
Yeah, 130 feet. Okay. Well, You're on the band, but you better wait till winter time, because in the summertime you're going to get killed by the lightning crashes that we hear from all over the country. Over. My QTH, I'm in Toad Harbor. Toad Harbor, like a frog with bumps. Toad Harbor. Over. I'm glad you explained that to me. What state? A state of confusion. Anyway, I'm in north of Syracuse, New York. Vice President confusion. Yeah, what was the question?
Who's he talking to? I can't hear anyone else.
Yeah, Bill, hang on. He's your neighbor, a guy in Whitehall, New York. The station in Whitehall. What was the question? Well, you got a good enough signal. If it was the wintertime, I'd hear you with no trouble. But with the static crashes, they're just killing you. You're about 9 or maybe 10 over S9, but you need to be 30 or 40 over S9 to get above the static crashes. Over. Okay, Brian, Best 73. My call is Kilo Bravo 2, Zulu Victoria Papa. Nice to meet you here on 160.
Brian, November 1, November Papa, Quebec. Can you copy me? Okay, yeah, you're about a 5'7" to me, so you're kind of down in the noise floor, but I'm in West Rutland, Vermont, so I'm about 15 miles from you.
Over to you, Bill.
Okay, Roger. Copied 5-9. Yeah, we're probably just too close for propagation in this way.
What's his call?
Alpha Charlie 2 Yankee, India.
Yeah, this is W2MUR. You're like a 5'9" here in Utica, New York. Utica, New York. A Whiskey 2 Mike Uniform Radio. Whiskey 2 Mike Uniform Radio. You're very good. You're about the same.
Yeah, he said you're about 45 dB weaker than I am.
Wow, 45? I thought it was 40.
So, Randy, why can't I hear him better if he's so close? Is it just because of the propagation stuff?
Well, yeah, he's just a little bit too close to you. The propagation, his signal's going straight up, and yours is, and they're not intermingling, you know.
They're going up, going down, they're going all around, and they're not intermingling. We got some solar activity, and we got some solar flares flaring.
So is my
Here. WMUR in the
Kilowatt Bravo 2, Zulu Victoria Papa.
November 1, November Papa, Quebec. Did Ray bail out early this evening?
Yeah, he got out probably around 10 o'clock or so. He's getting pooped out.
Did he tell you that the 7610 is on its way to Matt right now?
I think you mentioned something about that the other day. You were sent it. I didn't know it was back. It was packaged up and sent.
Yep, shipped her out today. So he said about 10-day turnaround. Now I'm thinking I want to have them hold on to it for a couple more weeks. Supposedly they're testing the new panel, the new display panel right now, and it's supposed to be they're supposed to be releasing it here shortly.
Person to talk to about getting, to get the straight scoop, and just tell him, you're part of the Toad Harbor net, and he'll come clean with you. He'll definitely, talk to you more honestly than I think anybody else.
Well, according to ICOM, it's less than 2% of an issue on the radio.
Which is, of course, a total line of BS, because the station, the company that made the original displays went out of business because of this problem. So that means that they lost their business because of 1 or 2% of the displays, which is total BS.
I just don't know why ICOM with being honest and it happened. I can understand that, but when you're filling with a bunch of BS, that's when I start looking at other brands.
Fake radio. A movie, boys, and all the best to Bill and everybody else out there. Randy, you're the best. Maureen, we love you. WQMUR, from Holland, New York.
Yep. See you later, Mike. I'm going to check out, too. I've got to get up early in the morning and work. So see you kids all later. KB2ZVP. Good night, everybody.
Yep. Come on, man, gotta get a life, dude.
Hey, Randy, can I ask you a quick cement question?
Yeah.
All right, so I've got a leak in my basement, and it's coming in from around where the sewer pipe goes through the basement wall. Is there some way to seal that around there that you would recommend?
The whole problem has nothing to do with that area. It all comes from the rain washing down the sides of the roof and down into the basement. You got to get the water away from the basement, or you got to handle the hydraulic water that's close to the basement with like a French drain or something. But can you seal it? Yeah, you can dig all the dirt away from the basement and seal it on the outside. But really, the thing to do is to get gutters with lead offs that bring the water away from the house.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna pull out. I've got these. What is it called? Hibiscus. They're actually bushes, but they're just about trees now. So I'm gonna yank those out, and I'm gonna try to put some gravel or something in. Would it be a good idea to put plastic down a few feet and then gravel and allow it to bring the water away? I'm out. I don't even think that's below the frost level.
Yeah, but you want to get the water away from the house, so put gutters up and then downspouts and then bring the water away. You've got hydraulic pressure building up behind. You can absolutely dig around that pipe and then seal it up really, really good with something that will seal it, any kind of product. But the water is building up because you've got water coming right off the roof and around, from the land close by coming into the basement, right? Just coming that way. If you could pitch it away from the house, you wouldn't have that problem.
Okay, yeah. It looks like I'm going to have to get the gutters on sooner than later. So, yeah, my basement keeps on. It's not like soaking wet. It's just a little corner of the carpet is getting a little wet, but enough to cause issues with mold and stuff, which I don't want to deal with.
Yeah, you want to get that taken care of.
So, do you think like this flex seal a quick temporary fix, the trick?
Well, it'll help. I mean, anything you can put around it will help. You got to slow the water migration coming in through. Again, the best thing to do is even if you put plastic, it's right on the ground level and away from the house, and watch where the water goes. If it comes back toward the house, your pitch is the wrong way.
Well, I didn't really have this issue until the house got re-sided and they took the gutters down. So it's definitely a gutter issue.
Oh, without question. You got to get the water away from the house. That's right. So that's definitely the problem. You know the problem. It's a gutter issue. So get some gutters put on and some downspouts that lead away from the house, and you'll be all set.
Okay. Well, I still want to seal that pipe, though, because it still shouldn't be leaking through the pipe, should it?
Well, you just got a pipe going through concrete. There's no seal there. There's positive seal. It's going to find its way through.
So, although, do they not put some kind of seal where it goes through?
No, there's no seal in there. There's a pipe that goes through the form. So, it's normal.
I just was trying to cut corners or not. But, all right. Yep, the gutters are coming.
All right, see you later. 73 KB2ZVP. Good night.
Yeah, thanks, Randy. 73 N1 NPQ.
Good night, guys. 72 Carol.
Good night, Randall.